Ask people, is it live?
Is it live? Is it is it live? Because Daryl Mack will do things
Things
like
like
that.
that. Ay, 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 ay.
Your mother can suck
Suck
start a
start a
Harley.
Harley.
Danny McRitchie's supposed to be doing a show with Dr. Dirty, but he had a health issue, so they had to postpone it.
Who, Dr. Dirty did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Yeah, he's
I got a John Volby cassette here somewhere.
I know, I've seen it.
That's I live in upstate New York reference.
I'm still upset that Death Wish closed the retail shop.
Yeah, they just weren't getting the foot traffic.
Yeah, it was in it was
I mean,
in a
it's
nice
still-
part
it's
of
still
town.
there. It's still there. That's where their
It's
offices
just
are. They
I was
still
going to
use
say
it.
it's just their corporate offices now.
Yeah, I mean,
just-
like if you were to go by, you could stop in and see Jeff and Kane and whatnot because they work there. But there's no.
Yeah, but I'm sure you would have to make an
Storefront.
appointment first.
Yeah, probably. It was probably more interesting though, Cranky, wasn't it?
I'm waiting for Cranky to notice.
Well, we got a black screen up, so he hasn't seen anything yet.
Oh, okay, good. Call of Duty live stream. I can't do it. I can't. One, I can't play Call of Duty. I'm terrible at those games.
Oh, I can play it. I just suck.
Oh, I know you can play it. I've seen you.
Yes, I enjoy playing it, but I am awful.
My boys play it a lot, and apparently they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, Ian's really good at it, but I just don't. I don't know if I don't have the eye-hand coordination. I mean, I'm a Mario master, but you know.
Oh, I know for a fact I don't have the eye-hand coordination, and I have a hard time with those 3D maze type games.
Welcome to Bill and Jamie Talk Video Games. All right, you ready? We're live, so
Sure.
and Cranky's here, which is really all that matters. So
Yeah, somebody else is here too, but somebody on Twitch, somebody on Facebook. So,
well, how about I give you a 5 and street?
how about you do that?
All right, woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you Curtis talking basketball, Snoop's irrational fear, a 30-year anniversary. What's the opposite of yay, yay? Are you ready for some football? Primo dusts off some beats, and free stuff for the posse. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're about to which trend, streaming out.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, Jamie Robbins.
Divvy, episode DIV number 504 coming at you. Mr. Throwback Thursday with your two favorite idiots. Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia, bringing you all the hip-hop news that we could find for a week anyway. How are you, my friend? How was your week?
I am well. I'm still a little sore, but I'm on
As the
mend.
shoulder.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm on the mend. It is causing me issues in places that I was not, considering that it would cause me issues. But I'm on the upswing, as we say.
That is good. You are well. You are well. So
I am. I'm as
And,
well as I can be.
I can't ask for much more than that. Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 504, back to our regularly scheduled menu of items. We didn't
Yes.
have any guests this week.
We
so
didn't, but
but-
shout out to Pete and Dice for hanging out with us last
I was
week.
going to say, but in the last 2 weeks, we've had 4 of the best guests that we could have. Pete and Dice joining us last week. Again, yes, big shout out to both of those fine gentlemen for joining us. You know what that is? That's the apex and the zenith, because Dice is such a type A personality, and Pete is just so laid back. They counteract each other really nicely.
They're often together, so they can't both be.
Yeah. There is a definite yin and yang thing with the two of them. And the week before that, of course, we had Adam and Ed. So
also the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam is the calm one. You would think the Harvard man would have been the calm one, but no.
No, Ed is very much the Jerry Lewis of that duo.
That is a perfect analogy. But this week we've got hip hop headlines. We've got Woo News. We're finally going to get to some music this week.
We tried for a month now.
Yeah, I feel bad for our artist of the month. We're in week 3 of the month and we haven't played a single thing. No, we did play one record from him.
Yes, we did.
We did. So, but yes, we had a one and done and a record of the week that have been the same thing for 3 weeks, and I think we're finally going to get to them.
We will play them.
Well, we'll remind you who the artist of the month is. I'll read some lyrics. We'll have a fantasy foosball update.
We will.
And then we'll put a bow on episode 504. From what I understand, we've got a few people watching live. Welcome to the posse. You are eligible, watching the live stream later on, for some free shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should make the hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag free shit. No, we'll go with free stuff. How's that?
Yes.
Because we already had it set up.
Set it up, yeah.
But
have to undo and
see,
redo.
that's the George Carlin thing. The difference between shit and stuff. When it's your stuff, it's stuff. When it's somebody else's stuff, it's shit. Hey, get your shit away from my stuff. You know.
Indeed. I'm gonna try to set up a
scroll.
Yeah, because I always
Ron E.J. in the house saying if it's free,
Ronnie?
it's for me. Good morning, Ronnie.
Yes, here we go.
And Cranky, of course, joining us as well, as he always does about this time. There's your little scroll. So later on, Ashley, anytime you can put it into the chat now, hashtag free stuff, and you will be eligible to win some free stuff. So if we see your
some sort of Death Wish prize pack.
Yes.
We don't know what it is. I already told Bill offline it's going to be these
at least
socks.
I was going to say at least socks. Everything else we don't know yet.
Yeah, black and gray checkered design. Probably a pack of instant coffee. I opened a box of instant coffee because I don't drink instant coffee, but I bought a box. So I'm just going to break it up and throw a packet every time we do one of these. And
packets. Sex packets? Yes. There you go. I was hoping you were going to go there with that.
I'm the Death Wish packet man.
Rob's got all of them in there. He's got free stuff. He's got Blame Bill. Rob, it's always good to see you. We've missed you in the last couple of weeks. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah. And I'm going to pull something else out of the prize box that's Death Wish.
Yeah, and that'll be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
So, free stuff and a surprise. So, but we're burning daylight here, man, and people want to win shit. So what we should do is we should get to the meat and potatoes of this show so people can get to the dessert, which is the free stuff.
It's all about free stuff. All right, I'm going to scroll off because it's freezing me.
Yes, I see that. Well, everybody knows what the scroll is now, and just watch the chat. You can see what it is.
Hey, you got here too late.
It's
here and there.
It's hashtag free stuff. How do we win? You post hashtag free stuff in the chat.
Yes.
And if you don't know, ask the research department. She'll tell you.
She's the one who's asking.
I know. That's why I said it, because I'm an asshole.
Somewhere later on during the show, we'll do a surprise, and we'll do a drawing.
Absolutely. But
in the meantime,
before that, we will do some hip-hop headlines. So if you would be so kind, would you please hit me up with a little of that Triple H? Sarah's in.
Yay.
This is Hip Hop Headlines. Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Now, we have a fantasy foosball league, but we're going to start by talking basketball.
Yes.
Because that's actually what the man is known for, as opposed to being your fantasy football commissioner outside of the TBT FFL. So,
yeah, he is for me football and basketball.
PridePublishingGroup.com brings us this first article, and I know they're new because I haven't muted them yet.
Yep. PPG.
Curtis Blow is going to join the internet. Curtis Blow.
Yes.
Will be joining the International Black Film Festival, which is going on from September 27th, which I believe is that Wednesday. Through October 1st. So yesterday as you listen, 3 days from now as you watch live. But it does not start on a Throwback Thursday, so I have no use for it. Next no. Now, the International Black Film Festival is actually held in Nashville, Tennessee. In its 18th season, starts September 27th, runs through October 1st. Presents panels on Black films, impact on the culture. Of course, they're doing a salute for 50 years of hip hop because that's kind of a thing right now. This year's screenings and panels are taking place 3 different venues in Nashville. So if you're down in that area, the R. Milton and Denise Johnson Center at Belmont University, Fisk University, and the Z. Alexander Luby Center Theater.
I remember Luby.
This year, though, this festival is going to talk about These Are the Breaks and basketball icon in a conversation with the architect of hip-hop, Curtis Blow. Now, Curtis is going to talk about all sorts of things, apparently his career, the creativity, how they fueled his journey, and his ridiculous health issues that he somehow has come out on the other side of. So,
the hip-hop nutcracker.
Yes.
How he makes the bass come out so clear.
Because that's the breaks. That's the breaks. There's also a 17-minute narrative short that's going to be done in here. Title might sound familiar to you. It's called One and Done.
One and Done. Yes, it is.
I think we kind of do that thing.
Yeah.
But this is actually a story.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of things that we do that end up in other places, and a lot of things that people do in other places that end up here. Go ahead, Greg.
Another entry into the.
Look, you got a free win last week. I don't want to talk about
it. Oh, we'll talk about that later. Because I get to do a little crowing.
You better get it while you can.
Yeah, broken clock is right 2 times a day, and a blind squirrel finds a nut. So my blind ass did not go hungry last week.
No.
So this is going to be a pretty cool festival. If you're in the Nashville area, I would suggest checking it out. Testing it out. What the fuck are we testing out? Is it
I don't know.
Is it a?
Test
I guess
Curtis's knowledge about basketball. I don't know.
Yeah, take the festival for a fucking test drive. I don't know where I was going with that. It's because you know what it is. My shipment comes tomorrow. I still haven't gotten my green stuff yet. Yes, my Magic Mind comes tomorrow. I've been following along on it.
Like a bouncing ball.
Well, you've seen the shape of me. There's bouncing something. But anyway,
yes.
That'll be a very cool festival. It's a shame neither one of us is anywhere close to Nashville.
Yeah, that's a bit of a ride for me.
It's even more of a bit of a ride for me.
It is, but it's technically the next state over from me. But I'm
in a roundabout way, it is. Yes,
it's up and over, but we do touch over the close.
That's like if you're in the southern tip of Texas and you want to go up to Oklahoma, it's still like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
So next article comes to us from NME, and you have titled it, Scared of What?
Okay. So
Look,
there's going to be more Snoop news later.
there is, and I can never
this
get
was
enough
more
Snoop
entertaining.
news because I've seen Snoop do like the National Geographic stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. and he did,
So
like,
Snoop and
Planet Earth or
animals,
whatever.
Snoop and animals is the combination. I'll turn my light on here because I didn't realize that only
I
one
would
was
like
on.
to hear Snoop redo the Honey Badger video. Do the voiceover for that.
Those that is the combination I didn't know I needed until I heard it.
Snoop in nature. Well, he is all about them trees, so animals were next
Oh,
logical.
and now all I can think of is that Family Guy skit where they're like, and now back to, damn Mother Nature, you scary.
That sounds like a Tracy Morgan.
It does. We might have
Fine
to
fellow.
we might have to keep peppering his email like once every
Yeah.
2 or 3 months just
The
to
great man once said, "We're not done. We're not done."
we're not done. Snoop has revealed that he is, quote, fucking scared of horses. And he doesn't know why. And full disclosure, I think horses are majestic, big, beautiful, strong animals. And they intimidate the fuck out of me.
Well, that's because you are
because
not
of
those
their
things.
because they are no, I'm not.
No, that's-
Any animal that's used as a measure of power
yes,
should be treaded lightly upon.
we don't
and
have Bill Power.
no, if we did, this would be a blank screen.
This show runs on 300 Bill Power.
Ask my wife. The only 300 bill power is in my mailbox every month because I think
Yes.
that's how many bills I get in a month.
Bill, William. Yeah,
Yes, the Williams are usually 4 digits before the decimal point.
well, yes, it's because they're addressed to the Esquire. So
Oh, yes. So, by the way, yes, it's chocolate hazelnut in the Jackass o' Lantern mugs today for
Nice.
those who are
and I have
seeing and
OG
looking.
in the TBT 800 mug,
Very good.
which
And
hopefully
it's-
Dice got his.
and
I did
it's-
follow through on that, by the way.
Good. Maybe we'll shoot him a text after the show just
Yeah.
to see if he got it.
And
and
my list of my wish list of guests that Pete does not have to have anything to do with, as he
as he
disclaimer.
yes, a recently published episode. this is going to be the deathbed episode. It was filmed in 2020 but released last week. Of Snoop Dogg's
happened that way.
Double G News, which I didn't know was a thing. So now that's
No.
something else I got to check out.
It's kind of like the
Snoop-
Cool Keith show.
Well, 1 episode or 2 episodes on
two,
YouTube,
yes.
and that's it. The rapper opened up to his special guest at the time, Tiffany Haddish, and basically said, she said she wants to be a horse farmer, and his response was something along the lines of, fuck them horses. I'm scared of horses.
Look, I went up to the Smithsonian National Zoo in the nation's capital a month or 2 months ago, I guess. And you walk around and there's things going on, and I had this privilege of walking behind this man who was telling his young child, yes, donkeys when they grow up become horses. And I said, I need to follow this man around for the rest of the day so he can
Because I need more life
more knowledge on
lessons.
me.
Donkeys grow up to be horses, huh?
Yes. So when they're little, they're donkeys. When they're large, they're horses. I was slightly confused, but I was along for the rest of the ride to see if
Yeah,
any
yeah.
more gems being dropped on me.
Did you buy some popcorn so you could just sit there and educate me, fool?
Yes. I need to follow that guy.
So anyway, Snoop says to Tiffany after she says she wanted to be a horse farmer, he goes, I'm scared of horses. To this day, Tiff, I don't know why. I'm just fucking scared of them. I am so serious. You ain't never seen me in a scene with a horse. I done been in a scene with ostriches.
Kind of movie.
I done been in a scene with ostriches, iguanas, all kinds of shit. Nickelbacks ain't never been in a scene with a horse. Nickelback, get that motherfucker away from me. I don't know why.
So we will not be seeing one in his new movie from Snoopadelic Films.
No, probably not. If there is,
He's gonna be
he's not in the scene with it.
He'll be shooting it.
Now, he says his wife actually owned a horse for 3 years and he never got close to it. I ain't finna go meet this Nickelback because I don't want to fuck with horses. But that was like her peace of mind to go ride horses and do that kind of shit. So I understand what a horse means to people. I just ain't never really understood it.
Yeah,
Maybe one
what it
day,
means to me.
maybe one day somebody can introduce me to a baby horse, a little
Or
jackass or something. I can learn how to be around you motherfuckers. Apparently you were following Snoop,
Snoop,
or a
yeah,
relative
I know
is.
Or the same guy that taught him. I don't know.
We'll have more Snoop news in a bit, but
We will.
yeah, but that's
But
just
of all
funny.
the things, I don't know. But horses, well, yes, they are intimidating. I will agree.
Just from the sheer size, but any animal
we-
that's like super sized is going to be intimidating to me.
That's supersonic.
We'll talk about that later too.
Ooh, yes, we will.
So, see, that's foreshadowing, people.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. I do like horses, like I said. I think they are beautiful. But I have seen the result of horses kicking people. No, thank you.
Well, you should not be behind a horse doing whatever
Well,
it is
no.
that made that horse try to kick you.
Well, there's no accounting for common sense,
You may
but
be able to pull that shit on a donkey, but when they grow up, whew,
that is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Hey, did you know that donkeys grow up to be horses? And geckos grow up to be iguanas. I don't get it. I don't.
Nope, I was laughing my ass off, and all I could think of was like, Mark Wahlberg talks to animals. Hey,
Say
donkey.
hi to him. Hey, donkey. One of these days you're going to be a horse.
And when you
Say
do,
hi to your mother
say
for
hi to
me.
your mother for me. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh God, I was not expecting that conversation to dominate most of this early part of the show, but this is great.
No, that is one of the things that just dominates my mind anymore. Along the same lines of, have you ever seen a Chinese food restaurant commercial on television?
No,
No.
no, I have not. And well, that's because there's very few Chinese food places that are national chains. The only one I know of really is like there's a couple of them. There's PF Chang's, and was it Panda Express?
Yes.
But I've never seen a commercial for either of them.
No. You don't need
Because
one
like
for
the
Chinese
food, you watch the commercial and then you forget about it 10 minutes
Yeah.
later.
But never in my life have I seen a Chinese food commercial.
I
That's
don't
another
see
one
very.
of those things. Now the donkey to horse trajectory
I-
also invades.
We're gonna have to make a list one of these days.
Stupid shit that invades my brain when I'm just sitting around.
Put it on a list.
Yeah.
That's what Janelle and I say when we go shopping. If we think of something, we just go, and it's, and we do it like Abbott and Costello. I'll be like, instead of going third base, I'll just go,
Yes.
put it on a list.
Speaking of which, Cranky just started listening to the Cactus album this week.
Oh, because of Pete? Mm-hmm. Very good. It's a good album, Cranky.
It is.
It's one of the, and Derelict's a Dialect is very good too. So when you finish with the
Well, he was
the
familiar
Cactus
with,
album, probably everybody knows Pop Goes the Weasel.
Pop Goes the Weasel. Yeah, that's one he mentioned. I'm like, well, that's on their second album. And, Pete's got a solo album.
As well as Search does, but
It's
yeah,
actually
in fact,
the
we've done
Pride
both of
Box.
them.
We have.
We have done both of them. So if you want to check out, if you want to preview before you listen to them, I don't know how far back the episodes were, so you might have to
No,
go
and-
to.
we only go back 100 episodes now everywhere except on Patreon. So if you want every single episode, you have to become a patron.
Well, Cranky is a patron, so he
Yes, he
can
is.
do it. So go on Patreon, Cranky, and you can, I guess, do a search somewhere in there,
Well,
and
you can
it'll
search
find
through
those.
you can search through the website through thethrowbackthursday.com. All the show notes and everything are still there. And then,
But the actual episodes aren't.
right. So that's why I left all that up there. So when the patrons are like, "Ooh, I have access to 400 other episodes, but I don't know what the fuck's in any of them," you can go to the website and look up whatever you're looking for, and then go pull that one episode specifically. So you don't have to.
Yeah, so there is a MC Search solo album. There's a Pete Nice solo album that we've done both. And have we done both the Third Base albums? I know we did
I
Cactus.
know we did the Cactus. I'd have to go back and search
don't
through the
know.
show notes and see if we
I'm
did.
gonna
Derelict.
say maybe on the first break I'll take a look and see if we've done
Yeah.
Derelicts.
Or we can
see
ask
that
the
gives
research
me.
department.
Well, we could do that too. But she's just waiting for the drawing to get free stuff.
Yes. Hashtag
Article
free-
number 3. Great title. Balloon Not 30.
What's that mean?
Means it grows up to be a horse.
Yes, it does.
Vibe magazine, vibe.com brings us this. De La Soul is celebrating a 30th anniversary
Yes.
of one of their records, Balloon Mind State, which for years I thought was Baloney Mind State because my simple Bill brain couldn't process the fact that their purposeful misspelling of balloon
Yes.
looked way too much like baloney.
Yes.
So,
There's no H in either one, though.
no, there isn't. But
Baloney.
you know, but real G's move in silence like lasagna and bologna.
Indeed.
But it's not real bologna unless it comes from the Bologna part of Spain. Otherwise, it's just processed meat product.
Otherwise, it just lives next to the Evanses. Is that
Wow, a good times reference, man. We are all over the
Bologna,
place.
not Bologna.
Bologna, yes. Oh,
We actually
God,
sang
we are.
the theme song for the Jeffersons.
She
But
did.
anyway.
Yes, she did. De La Soul is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Balloon Mind State with a digital deluxe edition. Now, of
Yes.
course, all the De La Soul records were released earlier this year on streaming services for the first time in forever. Ever.
Actually, this has been added to the record of the week category. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
It has been a roller coaster of a year for De La Soul. The music finally hit the streaming services, but they did lose Trugoy. This week they celebrate the 30th anniversary of their album Balloon Mind State. I still want to call it baloney, I swear to God. On last Wednesday, the group released a special digital deluxe edition of the 1993 LP that includes 3 exclusive bonus tracks called Lovely How I Let My Mind Float, My Mind State, and SHFEMCs. A lyric video for Lovely How I Let My Mind Float is also available via YouTube. So at wearedelasoul.com, there is an exclusive merchandise opportunity. The first 30 customers to visit the site at 9:21 a.m. gained access to select merch for just 30 cents.
Wow.
That's cool
and-
as shit.
Yeah, because I missed that. Because, you know, what else would I have been doing? I could have been that person.
Yeah, you could have.
But I was unaware. That's almost as good as hashtag free stuff.
Almost.
I have.
Which, by the way,
t-shirt-
if you haven't posted hashtag free stuff, you have about 5 more minutes to get your entry in. So,
yeah,
that's just an arbitrary number I just made
yeah,
up.
why not?
Just like
They don't know when
donkeys
the
growing
cutoff
up
is.
to be horses. I don't know when the cutoff is. I just threw it out there.
I don't either.
The cutoff is when the donkey turns into a horse.
When I get the news flash, donkey grows up to be horse. Ta-da!
Now, as well as all of this, it would have been Dave's 55th birthday.
Yes.
So a special release for the group and a chance to commemorate his life and his legacy. The lyric video for the new song is out on YouTube if you want to check it out. I probably will listen to it after this because there are some days where De La Soul is just on a loop on my playlist. That you get in moods for things sometimes. I got in a weird ass mood the other day. I was riding in the car and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I've listened to the same shit over and over. I need me some Arrested Development. And I listened to Arrested Development for like 2 straight days.
So I would not expect.
There you go. See
many
that
people know, episode 106 is when we did the Derelicts of Dialect album. For anyone who hasn't been here that long, this is episode 504. So
yes, that's a
been a
long time.
while.
Almost 200.
Almost.
Almost 2 of them. Hundreds. Put
So
them in your
are you-
archives.
Yes, that is definitely a Patreon exclusive at this point. Are you overly familiar with this album? I mean, I know 3 Feet High and Rising and De La Soul are Dead are probably the ones you're much more
I
familiar
wasn't overly familiar with this album until the release of all the streaming, and then I went through and I put every album in my Apple Music library, and I went through them one by one. I've given this one maybe 2 listens because I always go back to 3 Feet High and De La Soul is Dead.
Right.
But it's a good record. It is a good record.
This is the name of our episode, Ashes to
Yes.
Ashes, February 11th, 2016.
Jesus Christ, that's over 7.5 years ago.
Well, yes.
We old.
The show is. I'm not.
Well, when does the show turn from a donkey to a horse? Because we got 2 jackasses here.
Once we have Snoop on.
Okay. Well, that's when we shut the shit down.
I'll put him on the list for Dice.
That motherfucker will get him too. You know that.
I say I will never question whether he can do it or not. Like if I send him a list, I will fully expect that one day he's just going to show up with everyone who's on the list.
He's just gonna pop in and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I got somebody with us." And
I'll get a text from Adam that says, "Hey, Dice wants to know if he can stop into your show right now."
you know what we'll call that segment when it happens? Roll the dice because
Yes.
we don't know what we're going to
don't
get. See? Put that down on your notebook. So anyway, 30 years of Balloon Mind State.
Yeah. Do you have a
And,
favorite song on Blue Mind State? I know Break of Dawn is the big single, but
And probably that one.
it's easy to take that
'cause-
one, and it's not because it's the hit. It's the it's because you like that one. and
It's just
everybody
well
else likes that
crafted.
one.
Yeah, it's well crafted. The one that Jamie shit his pants from shock. That'll be the episode title. No, you shit your pants as you get older, and we're not quite horses yet. We're still donkeys.
We need Google Pampers.
That'll be the Tracy Morgan episode. That'll be the one that Jamie shits his pants.
Yes, it will.
Hey, you know what? Throw Tracy Morgan on that list. Dice knows
will. Why not?
everybody, so he'd probably be like,
Wait.
"Hey, I got something for you."
Didn't he say he used to babysit Tracy Morgan?
I think he did.
See,
So,
that's
you
gonna be the
never-
first name on my list. It is.
I
I'm gonna say
absolutely.
Tracy Morgan, DJ Premier.
So I'm going to throw. You know what? We had this offer from Paradise Gray to give him a list of people who we want to see on the show.
Yes.
If you
Like
want to
a
see
Cosby
somebody,
episode. Challenge.
if you want to see somebody on the show, you need to go to MrThrowbackThursday.com and hit us up with who you want to see Dice bring to the show,
Yeah, so I can add him to the list.
so we can add them to the list. Otherwise, we're not taking any requests through the chat. If you put it in type, it's not
We won't
happening.
see
You have to hit us up in order to do that. So go to MrThrowbackThursday.com, click that little microphone and hit us up. Let us know who you are and who you want Dice to try to get us, okay?
Yeah.
So there you go. Congratulations, De La Soul. 30 years of Balloon Knot.
Uh-oh. See, we just went and mentioned that, and Pumice took the hit us up off of our website.
Did he really?
It was okay. Let me write this down. 31 minutes in. We recently migrated servers.
Yeah.
So which means nothing to a bunch of people. We took everything that we had on our website off of one of Pumice's servers, and we migrated it to another one. And in doing so, we had to remove some plugins. Again, things that don't mean much to anybody. Some things had to go away in order to make it run a lot smoother, which it does. And I hope you all check out the website to see how much smoother it runs. But now I just looked, and the Hit Us Up feature is not there. I will go and try to put it back in. Not
Okay.
now, because we are actively doing a show. But yes, but when our website has gone from a donkey to a horse now.
Yes.
But
It does. It looks a lot nicer. I
Yeah,
will say that.
it
Until
runs
you get to
quicker.
that god awful picture of my face superimposed on Justin Bieber, then
one of many.
which is right above little Billy Jesus,
that was one of my favorites.
which you wouldn't have had any
No.
recollection unless I said something to you, and then you
Yeah.
were like, "Okay, I'm gonna find it." Is that what you did? You actually found him online?
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yes, John. I just explained. We'll fix that. Blame Pumice.
Yes. So, all right.
No, my favorite is the Charlie McCarthy one still.
Yes, that was good. So when Hit Us Up comes back, and it will come back,
Yes,
That's how
possibly
you-
today, probably tomorrow.
that's how you let us know who you want Dice to try to get us.
Yes.
Next article. What is the opposite of, if you have the button ready?
I could.
Well, apparently, we used to think it was, I say nay, nay.
Exactly. Yes, that is what John Panette taught us.
But we don't have a button that says, I say nay, nay. Maybe we should get that.
Maybe we should, but we have.
But this one says, no, no. Jamie had mentioned before one of my bamboo under the toenail records.
Yes.
I think that's a nice way of putting it.
Yes, and it's not the album.
It's one specific
It's the
song.
single.
Because we've done that album.
Yes.
The rest of that album sounds nothing like that. And it's very good.
Yes, but this was the one that the single they released, and the public said, "Ooh, we can get behind that."
No, if they said, ooh, that would have been
Okay,
on the TLC tip. But
would have been.
but that was something different. All hip hop brings us this. Apparently, there's a dispute. Fab Five Freddy, who told us everybody's fly,
Indeed.
has claimed that the entire Supersonic album by JJ Fad was written by O'Shea Jackson.
Yes.
And if you ask him, he would probably say, but if you ask JJ Fad, they would give you the John Panette and say, I say nay, nay.
Say nay, nay.
Nay, nay. Isn't she one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta or something like that?
I don't know.
Nay, nay leaks. MCJB, Sassy C, and Baby D all say that Fab Five Freddy is not letting the truth get in the way of a good story.
He said,
Let's
that's a lie.
you a liar.
All right, just in a couple minutes here that we've been discussing this, the Hit Us Up is back on the website.
Look at that. See?
Do it all. Full service.
So, yeah, I mean, when did that record come out? 89?
Long
88? Something like that?
ago. Something like that.
You just went
Nope.
fucking...
Didn't happen.
No, I would think not, because that is not a hip hop record. It's a great record. Way too long, though. But apparently...
Supersonic, the album, 1988.
Okay. Well, Fab Five Freddy said Ice Cube wrote the whole damn thing.
He did.
JJ Fad says, no. The exact quote from Freddie, Ice Cube wrote that entire album. I did the same thing, and it was Jerry Heller, the head of Ruthless Records, who told me that. And I was like, wait, I did a double take and had to ask him like twice, but that's Jerry Heller? Yeah. But that's the skill of a writer. Like, okay, I can write for women. He put it all together for him, which was pretty incredible to think about at that time. And if you think about it, it is a completely different record from anything NWA would have done. So if Cube wrote that record, Cube's got multiple personality syndrome. JJ Fad catches wind of what Fab Five Freddy says and basically says, false.
Yeah.
What was the
nay?
Speaking to All Hip Hop, JB, MC JB explained why it was so bothersome to him. She says, we love our brother Ice Cube and thank him so much for his contributions to our album. He was in the studio when we recorded and he wrote a couple of our diss songs, but in no way did he write the entire album.
Yeah. Now, you have to be able to stand up for yourself as an MC, as a lyricist. Even if you only wrote a song or a verse on your own album and somebody says Cube wrote everything, you need to step up and say, fuck no, he didn't. I wrote this.
He didn't write everything.
I wrote
line, 4 words in this.
Yeah. You don't tell me.
I wrote down to.
I wrote something.
Somebody else wrote every word on a Too Short album except Too Short rolled in and said, nope, I wrote biatch.
Check out my stuff.
I wrote my name on it. Yes, I bought the album cover and I used a Sharpie and I wrote on it.
I licked it. It's mine. Yeah.
Or the dog thing. I pissed on it. It's mine.
Hashtag free stuff.
JJ, you can have all the piss stuff. JJ Fad wrote the majority of our album, she says, including Supersonic. We are very proud of that. We want to set the record straight as women that we are more than capable of writing, producing, and performing in this hip-hop genre and all genres. We honor and respect the femcs of today. Mm-hmm. That's a phrase I had not heard before, so I kind of find that to be cool.
Yeah, no, that one. It's not a... I don't want to say a common. It is a term that's out there. Yes.
Seems almost like a backhanded compliment, though. Who are doing it all. We have no beef with Fab Five Freddy. We just wish he would have done the research before speaking out on such a large platform that questions our authenticity.
Yeah, because his research. So I was talking to Jerry Heller one day.
JJ Fad is still touring. Sharing their talent with their fans.
Yes, they have been touring. I've noticed that because I follow them on a bunch of social media, and I've seen that they're out there. But Baby D should really not beatbox ever. She's the worst beatbox in the world.
Who's the first?
Run.
And it's not even close. It's not even close. Yeah. Run sounds... When Run beatboxes, it sounds like he's trying to clear mucus from his throat. He sounds like me when I've been outside for too long.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna take a piece down here toward the end. Here. I gotta go back and find her. It's for unique. Big in your behind. That's her beatbox.
Yeah. Run's still worst.
Because Run believed in his. Hers is like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah.
I think he was trying to do a lot of that Buff Love style
But he didn't
on
have the
there,
bass that Buffy had.
but he didn't have he
was all treble.
didn't. And you know, good on him, I guess. It's just it wasn't good.
No.
But anyway, he's still got more records than I have. Big Willie Cast is our next article.
Yes, so since this album came out in 1988, maybe they will be featured on Will's
big-
podcast.
Will Smith is coming out with a new podcast. I wonder if he's going to slap anybody on it. A new podcast called
It's 1988. He didn't do that. He had Charlie Mack to do that for him back in 88.
Charlie Mack was the first out the limo. Class of 88 is the name of the Will Smith new forthcoming podcast. It's going to be produced by all these big names, unlike us, which
Tragedy
is produced
Gaddafi?
by us. No, that's one of the few names not on here. Wondery, Audible, Westbrook, Awfully Nice. Smith will celebrate 1988 hip hop. So he's going to do an entire podcast on 1 year.
I mean, but he knows all the people or has the connections, or Audible and all these other places have the connections to bring in these famous
And-
1988 artists.
And John's been on fire lately. This one slaps. That would have been a good name for it. The thing is, 88 is the greatest year in hip hop. So
It
it's
is.
not like, I don't think he'll get 504 episodes out of it like we
No,
have.
He's,
But
he's Will. He only needs to get a season of
Yeah.
his show, you know.
and get paid. And he can all get paid.
Indeed.
So apparently he's going to have guests such as Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, DMC. Of course, he's going to have Jazzy Jeff on there. Why wouldn't
yes.
he?
Throw him out.
Rakim and Chuck D. yes, wearing that same shirt that he was wearing every single time.
Is he going to have Chris Rock?
Do not show. No. Do not show on that podcast what Jeff is wearing, because if he's wearing that shirt, he's getting tossed.
You know he's getting thrown out that day.
I laugh every time I see that. Hip hop has been a central part of my life over 4 decades, says Will. I'm hyped to share my firsthand experiences and those of some of hip hop's greatest legends as we delve into the origins of one of the most influential genres of music in history. And it's kind of, this one will be a listen for me, I think, because Will was so much different at the time than most of those others, because he was the radio friendly guy.
Yeah, he was a gateway artist for a lot of people.
And most people who back then listened to Will probably had no idea of Eric B. and Rakim. Probably didn't have much idea of Public Enemy.
No,
Might have
if
heard
Will-
of Queen
if Will was your
Latifah.
Introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
So-
listened to him and we knew all those people.
But-
But if he is your introduction into hip hop,
Yeah.
You may
Which
not
he
know
was
those
for
people.
a shit ton of people. Now, for us, he was not our introduction. He was just a guy who came out while we were listening to the music. He's probably just going to be BSing with his friends, but he'll have somebody else. He'll have his own research department do it.
he'll have
So-
a better paid research department. Not as good as ours, but better paid than ours.
Send your resume, Sarah. You might get some money out of this. To arrange a slap match. Yeah.
They got a whole league for slap boxing.
Yeah. Dana White
slap.
runs that, doesn't he?
Of course, Dana White runs the world. You know,
Dana White's a piece of shit.
he knows what the people want. They want to
Yeah,
see
Dana-
people get slapped in the face.
Yeah, Dana White is the personification of fucking World Star.
Yeah.
If World Star was a bald white guy that looked like a fucking thumb, World Star would be Dana White,
And employs Joe Rogan.
who also looks like a fucking thumb. See, when Joe Rogan grows up from being a donkey, he's going to turn into Dana White, who's the horse's ass.
Yes.
So,
Well,
and yes,
obviously,
he won't
fear
have,
is a factor for you.
and Sarah's right. Will can have all this shit, but they won't have Will reads lyrics.
You never know.
If they do, I'm suing his ass.
Are you going to sue him Big Willie style?
I could do Will Smith
Billy style.
on Bill Reed's lyrics. Nobody would find it entertaining because Will Smith don't have to cuss in his raps to sell records.
Well, fuck him.
Well, I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. You think I give a damn about a Grammy? The goddamn Grammys, that is.
Yes.
But yeah, the whole thing is going to be about 1988. So, which, again, it's going to be a
Didn't we do
listen
an
for
entire
me.
Episode on 88.
We did. We did. It's going to be an 8-episode series beginning October 26th.
The new
Prime
Will Smith
members,
movie.
if it's going to be on Amazon Music and Audible. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can listen to it ad-free. Otherwise, you are going to have ads in your stream.
Well, yeah, that's where all of those producer credits come in because they got to go and sell ads, and you have to listen to them.
Which-
we don't do that here.
No, I did that in a prior life, and
You should be doing that here. Make us some money, man.
we will have that discussion off air. Only because I know there are certain things that affect certain people on this
Yes.
show as far as income goes.
Depends on social security numbers being attached to things. That's
And,
all.
and I don't want to fuck with nothing. So,
Yeah.
see, I'm
no,
looking
no,
out
all-
for you. I'm looking out.
Come in. It just cannot say that it comes into my social security number. That's all.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I've been looking forward to this one. And I will say, I was going to send you this. Mm-hmm. This was shown to me by my wife, the IT department.
This was
She sent
shown
me the
to
link
me
because
by Thursday Night Football.
I didn't watch Monday Night Football. And when I did tune it in, it was after the opening credits and everything. So I did not know this was a thing.
I had money on the game, so I had to watch from the very beginning.
And
That's what
NME
that's
coming back. NME coming back. If you haven't watched Monday
coming
Night
back
Football
hard
this
again?
year, no, that would be the Fat Boys.
It would be.
Unfortunately, there's only one of them left.
And he's not fat, so
No, so misnomer.
I'm sure he can still disco though.
I'm sure he can. If you have seen Monday Night Football, the opening song this year is a banger. And now, last week, if you remember, I wore my Chris Stapleton shirt.
You did.
Chris Stapleton has teamed up with Snoop
He has.
to do a cover of the seminal classic song In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins as the theme for Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be Justin Timberlake and Timbaland, but then they got the two of them confused, and it came out as Justin Timbaland, and it was just a big old mess. So they said,
"No,
no,
they're people."
we're not going to do this. Because Justin Timbaland is probably some farmer in Iowa who's like, I don't know what to do.
What am I doing in the air? What? But no, okay.
If I'm doing that in the air, everybody should have an umbrella.
If it wasn't for Snoop being on this, and not because it's some country artist that I'm not a listener to, that has nothing to do with it. If it wasn't for Snoop being on this, I would be irritated with it because Chris Stapleton sounds very much like the Phil Collins version, which is great. But there's no reason for you to remake or revisit or redo a song if you're not gonna
make any
reimagine it.
changes to it.
Right.
Kind of. So
What's the
Let
group that did the cover of the Skinner song "Simple Man"?
Shinedown
So,
did it.
They sound great. They didn't do anything with the song.
They didn't change key. They didn't add anything to it. I
So
mean,
that I have a problem when anyone does that, not just with songs that I like, because all you're doing is trying to make money off of what somebody else did without changing it. You know, you're just karaokeing somebody else's stuff.
pretty much. And if anybody's
if
going
you
to
twist
karaoke
it-
anything, it's me.
Yes, if you're gonna put your own spin on it, like some of the people on, let's just say, America's Got Talent, when they come out and they slow down somebody else's song, or
Yeah.
if they, if you're going to do something like that, that's cool. Go ahead, put your own stamp on something else and change it. So if it was not for Snoop being on this, I would be irritated because it would be no different. He sounds great.
There's
but
a
it's no
world.
different.
Here's my comparison to that. There's
Yeah.
a world of difference between Shinedown just redoing Simple Man the way it was, and Johnny Cash totally reworking Nine Inch Nails
Yeah.
and basically turning Hurt into a Johnny Cash song now.
Right.
So much so that Nine Inch Nails, was it Trent Reznor,
Yes.
basically said that's Cash's song now.
Yeah. That's what you should do. If somebody says, go ahead, you can redo my song because I like the way you do things, and I think it would be cool to hear you do reimagining, like they call the movies,
Yes.
of my stuff. I would love to hear how that comes out. And then they just try to be you and do the same thing you did. That ruins it. That makes no sense for me.
Have you heard? Probably not. You're not a country guy, but
I'm not.
it floats all over the place. You might have heard it in passing. And the Luke Combs redo of Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Okay. I heard this and didn't know who the hell it was or why a guy was singing it. I was in, I want to say like Kroger or Harris Tea, some store
Where they were
I heard
playing it over the
playing.
loudspeaker.
I was like, who is this person singing? Because Tracy Chapman had a lower tone voice, but not that low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could not have told you with a gun to my head who that was.
I do listen to Luke Combs. He's one of the
Yeah.
few modern country artists who I really enjoy. I used to love country music. I grew up on country music because my father listened to it. You know
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Luke Combs reminds me a lot of the older country artists. That being said, and I love the fact that by him redoing the song and hitting #1 on it, it's a cool fact now that Tracy Chapman is the first black female to have a songwriting credit on a #1 country song,
Oh, that's
which I
cool.
think is really cool.
Does it also push her stuff from the archives?
I think a lot of people went back and listened to. I think she got a big push on her
Yeah.
stuff too.
'Cause that's always a
well-
bonus.
Well, here's the other thing. We were talking about the other Tracy Chapman song that you had the
Foxy Brown did.
Foxy Brown one.
The
Yeah.
reggae Foxy. But she
yeah.
also did Fast Car, by the way.
Yeah. So again, that's a completely different imagined version of the song.
Yes. Yes. So I appreciate those. And I'm sure so an artist, like say, I'm sure Monday Night Football went to Phil Collins's people, but imagine if Chris Stapleton goes to Phil Collins with Snoop by his side and says, we would like to do In the Air Tonight, and we kind of want to do it like this. Can you imagine it with the two of us together doing your song? And Phil going, that would be cool. And then they both came out there and just tried to be Phil Collins. And he would go, well, fuck, why didn't you just use my song if you were just going to try to be me? That's not what you want.
No.
Your
No.
comparison, a white country star singing an 80s Tracy Chapman song, it's not going to sound like Tracy Chapman, so that's
No, the voice is different, but again, he really didn't change much. It's in the same
No.
key.
right.
The arrangement's a little more country. It's a little more twangy, but yeah. I mean, John's got a good point there. A lot of it might have to do with sampling, interpolation, or however they want to put it. But I think it all stems from the fact that you would definitely have to get the songwriter's permission,
Right. Like
to
Snoop didn't go out and do
if you're going to
Lottie
release it commercially.
Yes.
I mean, you can record anything you want if you're not going to release it for financial gain.
Yeah. It's just like,
But
go
if
over
you're going to
YouTube.
make,
everybody
but if
does
you're-
covers of whatever.
yeah, if you're going to make financial gain off of somebody else's intellectual property, you better goddamn sure all your ducks are in a row.
Yeah. Ask Tribe.
But, but anyway, getting back to the crux of this article,
Yes.
Stapleton redid In the Air Tonight. And it sounds great.
It does.
But it is very much just a harder edged version of the original
Until
the bridge comes in and Snoop Dogg comes in with his addition.
yeah.
Phil Collins did not have any hip hop artists on the original In the Air Tonight. It is, and it's hard to find it right now without pieces of football calls interspersed into the
because
song
that is the opening.
because
That's what
it is
makes
the theme.
Right. That's what makes it the football opening theme.
But that being said, I would love them to release this without that stuff in it as a single, just so you could hear the dichotomy between the two. Because Stapleton is my absolute favorite country singer right now. Because as much as he's country, he's more soul and blues. And he's a badass. He's an absolute badass. He's a very good. He's been a great songwriter for years, but he finally started recording his own shit as opposed to giving it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's makes a big difference.
And I told Janelle, the IT department, I said, people sleep on Snoop's musical knowledge probably more than any artist I know of. I watched The Voice when Snoop was one of the guest coaches on that. The man knows music. He might not be the technical singer. He's not going to tell you how to go from your chest voice to your head voice like some of these people, but he knows enough about different styles of music, and more importantly, he knows what sells. The man is a ridiculously successful businessman. Yes, I wanted to point that out too. Cindy Blackman, the drummer in the video. I also had heard at one point that Carlos Santana was in it, unless she was the drummer for Santana. I know there was a Santana
attachment to the name.
Attachment somehow, yes. So one way or another, it's a banging theme. It really is. And I would implore the two of them to put that out.
Cindy Blackman Santana. Isn't that her name? Isn't that where it came from?
Is it? Is that her full name? I know I saw the name Santana.
Yeah, I think she's married to Carlos.
Cindy Blackman Santana. Okay. Song by Cindy Blackman. Yes. Okay. That's what it is. I knew the name Santana. Yes. Yeah, she is married to Carlos Santana. I guess earlier this year. Oh no, they've been married for a while.
Like 2010 or something. Like Sarah said, she's also the drummer for Santana, and she's the drummer for Lenny Kravitz.
Whoever, because anybody who knows that song knows that drum riff.
People who don't know that song know that drum break.
Know that drum part.
Yeah.
Because and if you haven't done that in your car on your steering wheel, turn in your driver's license.
Yes.
Turn in your driver's license. Everybody does that on the steering wheel of their car to the point where it's probably caused accidents. So
yeah, I would believe that.
But a good catch on that, Sarah, as far as making sure we mention another very successful, I believe she's an African-American woman, who is ridiculously talented, who made a very big part of this conglomerate song that they're using for Monday Night Football. It's really cool. It's not as cool as the TBT FFL theme that you will see later on. But really, what is? Last article of Hip Hop Headlines. Okay, player. DJ Premier, who, if you haven't noticed Jamie's hat today, which I was waiting for Mr. Cranky Pants to see if it was a shit hat. It is not a shit hat. If you can't see it very well, that is Premier and Guru on Jamie's hat. At no point can a hat with two of the greatest hip-hop artists ever on it be considered a shit hat. So I will throw that out there. Premier is releasing 18
Volume 3.
previously untapped instrumentals
Yeah.
for a volume 3 of a series that has been called Beats That Collected Dust.
Yes. So Preem often makes beats because
That's
he's
what he
DJ
does.
Premier. He is super producer, and he sends these beats to artists that he either has worked with in the past, is currently working with, or would like to work with, and says, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And then some of the beats they're like, "Yes, let's work with that," and some of the beats they go, "I don't think that's for me." And those beats that don't necessarily work for whoever, he keeps them, and now he releases them when they build up. I agree with Nipsey. Love Primo, but you can see why some of these beats collected dust. Yes, some of them may have worked at a different time period. Some of them may work in the future. Some of them they don't all hit.
Maybe he can give some to Cool Keith, and they can be in the present and the future at the same time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes,
But-
Bill's coffee beats.
He puts these out. I saw an interview with him, and he hopes that people make stuff with his beats. So he releases them to the public. Like, okay, the people that I wanted, that I envisioned these for, didn't want them. I'm just gonna put them out for everybody to have.
You know what that is? That's Premier's version of Home Depot's Oops Paint,
Yeah, it is.
which I have purchased, by the way, at a deep discount. I love when people buy paint and for one reason or another it doesn't come out the shade that they want. I redid my living room with this nice gray paint that
You'll
would
never be able to
normally
get again?
would normally have. Well, I won't need to get it again because it was a 5-gallon bucket
Oh, okay.
that somebody had purchased, which I think retailed for about $185.
Yeah,
I got it for 30. So
We mixed this, and they didn't want it, and now we get sit on 5 gallons of paint for no reason.
we'll make $30 off of it, and I'm like, now my whole house is that color,
Yeah.
inside and out. No, but my living room is, or my dining room
Painted
is
the car
now.
with it.
I do want to paint the outside of my house, but that I'm not going to make it gray. I'd like to make it blue. Anyway,
Yeah, but if you paint it gray, when it grows up, it'll turn blue.
Wilford Brimley had the beats. No, Wilford Brimley had the beatus.
He died from the beats.
he diabetes. Oh, that isn't the best way. Anyway, Premiere is look for Beats That Collected Dust Volume 3. Give it a listen. These
Yeah, it's
beats
on
are
Spotify. I
awesome.
listened to it yesterday.
It's on, yeah. It's if you like just listening to it's great background music for whatever you're doing. I love instrumental hip hop. I got to tell you, we mentioned the Chinese food stuff before. Before we go to break, you'll appreciate this. They play like a lo-fi hip hop version of Asian music inside of PF Chang's. And it's really fucking cool. Well, hello from Vegas, Wanda. I actually Shazammed it a couple of times,
Shazam! Oh, sorry.
and I have those albums in my library now, and I will play them as background stuff while I'm doing things. I just think it's cool ass music
Yeah.
because it's got the hip hop feel, and Asian music is just it's a vibe, man. It really is a vibe.
Or you
I would
just
love
put
to
on
hear some
therapy
like
and
lo-fi.
Chinese arithmetic.
I would like to hear some lo-fi like Indian music. Indian music's a vibe too, man. It really is. We are going to take our first break of the day. During the break, if you want to get in on our drawing for some free stuff, make sure, if you haven't already, put in the chat hashtag free stuff, because I have a feeling we might be drawing for it relatively soon. I could be wrong. It is at the whim of the man whose name appears on the marquee. I'm just the other guy. But until then, we're going to take our first break of the day, and when we come back, we will have some woo news, and then, for the first time in 3 weeks, Wanda's in. Okay, that's what I wanted. She just joined us. The name on the marquee. Very nice. The other guy.
I haven't made that one yet.
We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll have Woo News, and then for the first time in 3 weeks, we'll have music on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 504.
Yay.
That is a great question, John. You might want to ask the research department. Or I'm going to just Google it.
What?
It wouldn't shock me.
The master of the sitar, Ravi Shankar? As opposed to Zamfir being the master of the pan flute?
Hip-hop trio Company Flow joined forces with American rappers Breeze Bruin and Jay Treads for an unorthodox fusion of hip-hop and South Asian instrumentation. The Fire in Which You Burn samples the great Ravi Shankar and his impeccable Raga Puriya Dhanashri from 1954. So there is your answer. I now have to find this song. Did you find it?
Of course. I know the Company Flow out.
Fucking with a nigga like myself, you learn spin. Laverne gear shows your record, so unless the host butt naked, you's a loser. The crap it should've kept it to your lonesome, but you like, look everybody out the silly microphone from. You wanna so fun, I keep the tone vexing, but to the heads they pleasant, to the ears just think of Logan Hill on phone sex.
Relentless poetic rhyme never ceases infinity. Forever smoking the mic, lyric contact got me open naturally higher. No need to pass the Dutch. I'm the circle, dot, nobody can touch me.
I like circle, dot,
He went
dot,
with-
nobody can touch me.
I was going to say, he went to the fucking cootie shot. I went to whosampled.com and I typed in Ravi Shankar. 23 samples.
Nice.
The song
Sarah, I
Running
want you to
Deer
send
from...
Your lo-fi hip-hop channel, by the way.
Oh, for the Asian stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to go through. Like I said, it's buried in here somewhere, but I will send her through Facebook Messenger. I'll send her a link to all the albums that I hashtag or Shazammed. So, Offering by Ravi Shankar and Philip Glass, 1990, sampled in Basic Cable by Aesop Rock, and What Is It by Living Legends. Cypress Hill sampled them on Funk Freakers.
Which is right here on the screen.
There you
Which is
go.
what you're listening to.
Oh, I'm on who sampled. I Love Them Girls, the Timbaland remix by Tank has a Ravi
Justin Timberlake
Shankar.
remix?
Let me introduce myself. I'm the one who rose the sex, so don't you forget.
Red Light Visions by Cypress Hill also has a Ravi Shankar sample in it. So to answer your question, John, yes, he has been sampled, according to this, 23 times.
A few times.
1 for the treble and 2 by the bass by Jay Dilla. Yeah, this is... I you know what? Who Sampled is a great website. It really is.
How about we do...
They have an app, too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Those don't look like hip-hop artists that I recognize, so...
All right, let's try. Let me get this. Blue. So we're going to try to run the video intro for Woo News, but if it doesn't, I have the audio on standby.
Sounds good, man.
All right, so let's hit this drop, and then we'll come in with some Woo. Are you prepared?
By the way, just for shits and giggles, I thought of you yesterday. One of the games I was refereeing, there was a young man who he should have worn number 36, but I think he wore number 75. His last name was Woo.
I would have
Just
petitioned for 36.
Dude, he should have worn 30. The first thing I thought of was, that's the wrong number for that kid.
Oh, I got to show off for everybody who's watching. the shirt that doesn't exist.
I was gonna say that is a, as Toastface would call it, exclusive.
Yes. Or Sadat X would say, it's a one of one. No known DNA.
Because you're the wild cowboy with a lot of style, boy.
Yeah, no, I'm the wild dummy with a shirt with a mummy.
That's fantastic.
But yes, back in the early times of Death Wish, where they had a T-shirt and a hat, I used to make a lot of my own stuff to advertise Death Wish.
Yes,
And,
I have
now-
one of your creations.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's starting to fade from all the times I put it in the dishwasher, but that
Yeah.
Boba Fett mug is still one of my go-tos.
But now, I only make stuff when they don't make it. Like they say, they make all kinds of shit now. But when they don't make something that I think they should have, I make it for myself.
Now, do you send them pictures and say, I made this for myself?
No, I post pictures, on websites, on Facebook pages and whatnot here and there. And then when people are like,
Yeah.
where can I get that? I'm like, well, you can't, and don't ask me because I won't sell it because it's not my logo.
Right.
But if you go to
So,
MrThrowbackThursday.com and you go to the shop over there, you can buy all kinds of cool shit, and you can pre-order our new mug.
Yes.
Which is going to be the best mug we've ever done. Mm-hmm. And should we tell everybody while we're on a break what you and me
Absolutely.
and the patrons already know?
Yes. Sure.
So one of our biggest sellers, I don't want to say biggest, fastest sellers, was the Ice Cube Good Day mug. I still see people saying, man, that's my favorite mug. Man, I wish I could find that mug. Man, I wish. So what we're doing, and it will be early December.
And it's only the second time we've ever offered one of these.
Yes, and the first time from Sunset Hill.
Yes.
What did I tell you the glaze was? Night Sky.
Night Sky.
So we are releasing Sunset Hill's triple scoop bowl, crock, whatever you want to call it, in a glaze of Night Sky with the Good Day medallion on it. So you'll be able to have your coffee mug for a good day, and you will be able to have your crock for a good night, and you will have the pair.
So you can either put some ice cream in that shit, ice cream in the bowl, coffee in the mug. You can make your own affogato.
There you go.
How's that? See, but the fact that I even know what that is.
But yes, those have been ordered. There will be 50 of them. They are not numbered because I don't want to pay to have numbers put on the bowls. That's the reason they're not numbered.
No.
And I don't want people trying to match up their numbers and then me sell it. It's a big pain in the ass.
Yes,
if
it
you
is.
would prefer to have something with your choice of number on it, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes of TBT 800 mugs over there, which are marked down to where I'm almost going to lose money on them on the website, but I need them gone.
I was going to say, you're going to get them basically at cost now.
Yeah. And for anyone who has ordered mugs for themselves, you will realize it's pretty damn close, because the what do you call them? Not the essentials, the add-ons, cost a lot of money. They cost a lot of money today. So that TBT stamp on the bottom costs extra. The numbering on the bottom costs extra. The fancy glazes that we get for you cost extra. Yes, sir. You need to do your pre-order. Anybody who needs pre-order their 10th anniversary Decade of Damassery mugs, go over to MrThrowbackThursday.com/shop, and you will see them. There's a big fancy blue, and it's a really pretty mug. You can pre-order that now. You have 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks to pre-order before I cut it off and submit the order so that we can have them in time.
Right.
But anyway, back to the stuff. I'm going to hit this drop. Yes, Sarah says she's got them all. She can't miss out on this one. This is true. If you are a TBT stoneware collector, you're gonna want this 10-year mug because it's gonna be a. Okay.
It's gonna be a collector. It really is.
Put this up on the page since we're on a break. ThrowbackThursday.com. I'm gonna go to shop. and we'll click on the shop. We'll put the shop up on this screen up here because, and you can get your Donnie Mercury shirt there too.
The hottest attraction in pro wrestling right now.
You can blow this bad boy right here. See where it says pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
You click on here. You get the whole rundown, and it is $42.22. This is a 24-ounce mug. So I'm not just selling you $42.22.
Let me show you what it's going to look like shape-wise and size-wise.
What that shit would look like.
It's basically this.
Yes. So they've discontinued that mug, the 24-ounce mug. But since we are such good customers and they love you guys, they said, we will make that a mug for you guys again.
Now,
so there it is.
In comparison to the size of my face, this is a big-ass mug.
Yes. Bill got a big face.
I got a big face.
So yeah, so you can get this mug with
check out
this
the big
medallion.
brain on Brit.
This is the medallion. It's a January release, but if you
I'm
order
sure we'll
now,
have T-shirts with that on it too. Somewhere.
I'm hoping to, yeah. So if you pre-order it, we put it up as a pre-order, one, so we didn't get stuck with 30 boxes of stuff that nobody wanted.
Right.
And two, because you can buy them now in September, forget about them, and then in January when they
You'll get
come out, surprise,
what's in the mail?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about after Christmas. What's up, Jason? You don't have to worry about after Christmas not having any money to purchase things because you got I bought all this stuff for Christmas bills. Yeah, so you can go here, just throwbackthursday.com. And if you want to go directly to it, you don't want to go through the shop, but you should go to the shop. I'm not going to tell you. I got a direct link, but you should just go to the shop and order all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because then you can see some of the other shit that we have for sale too.
Yeah, and go buy it. Go buy all of the things.
Yes, buy all of the things. And spend
All
all the money.
Gotta
spend all the money.
All right, you ready to come in with some woo?
Sure.
All right, hopefully.
We're just saying something because I'm never ready for anything.
No, I know. Hopefully the videos work. So let's try it with this one. Let's do this with a
We
string.
shall see.
Woo's your mama?
Oh, red man in the building. I repeat, red man is in the building. I got a PS. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and smoke your blunts. Right now. Because we about to get into some convo. We're about to get into some real topic. My boy, Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursdays is in the building. Jamie and Bill. Y'all know the topics gotta be off the hook. You know the convo, gots to be sizzling. You know it's bars, no hold bars. What the fuck we talk about? Y'all motherfuckers owe me a blunt. When y'all see me. When y'all better promote my music when it drop. Cause I am a hot topic, nigga. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready. For Jamie and Bill, on Mr. Thursdays.
One, two. What's good, yo? This is good, yo. This is straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Who Knew with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays. Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Who Knew. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, you got, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, an old dirty bastard.
It's now time for Who Knew, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy on it.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 504. I think we should make a contest where people have to send in their old dirty bastard faces. They have to make the ODB face, and see what we can get out of it. Because I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of that whole thing. And the greatest drop ever.
Yes.
From Reggie Noble, Redman.
I was quite happy with that one.
He's in the fucking building, you know.
He is.
And he is a hot topic. He is the best, too. And, as I have said, in the 9+ years we have done this show, probably the one artist I have grown more liking for than I ever did prior to this show.
Well, that's good. I like, obviously, I like when we affect the audience, but it's even better when I affect you with stuff.
I mean, I knew Redman. I'd listened to a couple of Redmans, but
would that be Redmans?
Maybe. That's only if they went to St. John's. But that was Daryl Mack. He went to St. John's University. No, especially since he did a lot of guest appearances on other people's shit. And then when you hear his guest appearances, you think to yourself, God damn, this guy's fucking off the chain.
Yes.
So you go back and you listen to it and you don't realize he's got a catalog as big as he does. And then
and still more coming.
All those Redman albums are in the catalog. And yeah, he's crazy good. And my favorite one still that I break out every now and then is Slap the Shit Out You.
And he is a great performer too.
He really is. We saw that firsthand.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
One more time. Gotta hit him with the hashtag.
Yes. Last opportunity. If you have not put in the chat that hashtag that you see scrolling on the screen, you will not be eligible for what the hashtag says. We are giving away some of that, mostly Death Wish Coffee themed. And we will be doing that prior to the end of this episode. But we will start Woo News. Woo turns 30. The Wu-Tang Clan is marking their 30th anniversary. So, that's Cool J.
It is. He just showed up here. He bum rushed the episode.
He did. He did. So, 50 years of hip-hop, 30 years of the Woo.
Yeah. It's one of those you look back at and you're like, has it really been 30 years?
And it's so funny because they were on New York One, local news source
channel.
here.
Yep.
And they're talking about how the Woo put Staten Island on the map. And they're talking about Staten Island. And he says, this is RZA talking. Staten Island, they say sometimes is the forgotten borough, but it's always been a part of hip hop. You go back to the foundation of hip hop in the early 70s with the Cold Crush brothers. We had the Force MCs, later on to be known as the Force MDs, representing Staten Island. They are on all of those old classic hip hop tapes and battle tapes. And there were three people who joined New York One. It was RZA, a la Mathematics, and John Mook Gibbons.
Mook, yes. Look,
but
when we were growing up, the only reason we knew Staten Island was because of the ferry. And because it being a giant garbage pile that sent its smells into...
And whenever I smell cheap cologne and raccoons, I know I'm in New Jersey.
The reason the garbage state smells like that is because Staten Island was a giant garbage dump.
I hope to God we don't have any posse members in New Jersey. We offend the shit out of them every week, every time we play that.
We don't do that. Fred Armisen does it.
Fred Armisen as Governor David Patterson, yes. God, that was a long time ago. MR Mag is going to bring us our next article. Ice Baby?
In Woo News?
That's what I saw when I first saw the headline. I said,
yes.
There's no earthly way. There's a collab. And then I clicked open the article and I'm like, oh, no, this is the other Ice in hip hop. Wu-Tang Clan and King Ice drop a 36 Chambers inspired jewelry collection. And this comes to us, as I said, from mr-mag.com. Another new source.
Yes.
So welcome to the family.
It's not Charlie Mack. It's Mr. Mag. First time in Woo News, Mr. Mag.
They're the first out to know. But the Woo has teamed up with it's a jewelry brand, King Ice, which I was not familiar with before this.
No, nor should you have been.
A collection that according to Toastface Grilla, is exclusive.
Yes.
It's an exclusive collection inspired by Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. It's 14 karat gold plated necklaces, rings, bracelets, and earrings. Each piece features intricate hand set stones on the front, side, and back.
Yes. Now they've done collaborations with Death Row, No Limit, Rough Riders, Biggie. So it's not a new thing that they do.
But this is the first time they've teamed up with the Wu.
Yes, I'm trying to see if I can pull it up and show. Yeah, I can do this.
I'm gonna say, does this have the prices on them?
It does.
You know what? They're relatively affordable.
They are. You know, this lyrical S words necklace.
That would
$150. It comes with
that's
gold too, which
swords.
But then, you know, earrings $60. Dog tag necklace $150. You know, the big 36. But then you start getting into rings. Like this looks like a damn Super Bowl ring.
It kind of does, yeah.
And it comes in the Super Bowl ring box.
It kind of does.
It's got the King Ice engraving underneath. With W.
Now, you know, for that price, they're not real diamonds, but that's fine.
Right. It's essentially costume jewelry.
Yeah, it's more about the look than it is. It's about the aesthetic as opposed to the value.
It's repping the logo.
It is. And it's cool stuff. And if you're a big Wu fan, well worth, you know, especially once you see the prices, that's very affordable. And if you have a Wu fanatic in your life, Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm. My birthday, their birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, your birthday is coming up before Christmas.
Right around Christmas, yeah.
So the Wu-Tang Clan and King Ice collection prices range from $60 to $500, exclusive, available on kingice.com. If you are interested in that sort of aesthetic, go to kingice.com and take a look. There's some really cool stuff on there, and it is very blingy. It is very, very, very prominent and noticeable.
Yes, but you, like I said, you can get just like the single pendant that is just the Wu-Tang W.
And that's cool as hell, too.
Yeah.
And you get that for under $100.
Yeah.
So there you go. You God. Nothing new to report. Still the 10th best person in a 9-man group.
Yep.
And ODB is still, unfortunately, only available in hologram form now.
Or in the Wu News intro.
And yes, I want to see pictures of you making the ODB face. For the first time in 3 weeks, we have music to review.
I don't know if I sent you, if you could talk about who these people were and how they came to be. I don't know if you have a Wikipedia page, which is probably the easiest thing on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of those groups that I don't think a lot of people remember, and
I sure as hell didn't.
No, well, that's good. I remembered who put them on more than I remembered their music, and how they came to be. Because I think they were Australian.
You might very well be right. I'm looking to see.
I might also be crazy.
Here you go. We'll look at last.fm, and they will tell us about our one and done for this week, which is, I believe, a true one and done.
Yes, as far as I know. They could have grown up and become something else and done other things, but not together.
Well, this record came out in 1994 on MJJ Music. It is the self-titled... No,
I had to go purchase the CD and import it in order to bring it to you guys.
The self-titled album from the group Quo. Now, Quo is a short-lived rap group composed of Wade Robson and Dwayne Turrentine that was signed to Michael Jackson's Epic Records sublabel MJJ Music during the explosion of kid rap duos.
Now we're not talking crisscross as much, as like illegal. There was a big push at the time for kid groups and duos in hip hop. Like the Hooligans, you could almost. I mean, they were teenagers more than I think these guys were. I guess they were probably teenagers too, but Hooligans were older, probably like in the 16 range, where these guys are more like in the 13 range. If I were to guess, I don't know. But yeah, I remember that Michael Jackson put them on. And I was like, obviously Michael Jackson was involved in hip hop because, Mike Chambers and Bruno Falcone helped him with his dance moves. But I did not know that he was actually involved in hip hop music until.
So here's a little bit more about them. They were the second group ever signed to Michael Jackson's MJJ Music. The first one was Brownstone.
Okay.
They consist of Wade Robson, whose stage name was Chaos, and Dwayne Turrentine was Psycho Smooth. So that's. And then they disbanded right after this album.
Really?
Yes. Chaos became a successful choreographer, producer, and actor, while Psycho Smooth became a successful international supermodel, producer, and actor, and married actress Reagan Gomez Preston.
Ooh.
With which he has 2 children, one of which is named Tiger. I don't know if he's in the place with the bomb. They did not go into. It's spelled differently, so it's not the same guy. But
I've actually spoken to Reagan Gomez on Twitter, and I'm not gonna say spoken to her, but I've spoken to her on Twitter, and I did not know.
You should get back to her and say
of the relationship,
and say we just did. First of all, are you still married to him? Second of all,
let me ask that before I say your husband.
Second of all, we just featured his record on our podcast this week.
Yeah.
So Quo with the album Quo, produced by
Anthony Gaddafi.
No, but one of the I'll give you some names here: Bobby King, DJ Battlecat, Greg Pagani, J.D. True, Jason Roberts, Morgan Carey, and then 2 names you might have heard of: Eric Sermon,
familiar with that guy,
and Reggie Noble,
also familiar with that guy. Maybe, just maybe, that's why we used that as the intro into this segment.
And when we get to track 5, you're going to get to play one that we haven't played in a while. Track number 1, Lost in the Night. There's 10 tracks on this record, by the way.
Okay.
At least that's what I have.
Lost in the night, they getting caught up in the hype, they getting lost in the night, they getting caught up in the hype, Jack was nimble, Jack was quick, now Jack kicks back and smokes that stack every night, living it on that crack pipe, stumbling through my hood, just knowing he's up to no good.
Jack better get up.
His flow reminds me of a very young Ice Cube.
I wouldn't argue that.
Just the stylistic choices he made with where he put the accent on the beats and things like that. I got a very big Ice Cube feel out of that. Of course.
Which syllables he put the emphasis?
Yeah. And just kind of, the I don't want to say the emphasis, but the hardness of hitting certain words and things like that. It just
that's called emphasis.
Emphasis. Track number 2, I guess, was the big song off of this. I know it was the first song they released, and it's called "Huh? What?"
Prepare for some Joski.
You ready? You ready? No. You ready? Yeah. You ready? Check it out. Check. Check it out. Check. So
and the rap funkadelic, but speak so funky I can run it. So give me the mic, I'm what's the time for some action? So keep your place in the back, son. Instead of the tone of the wicked bomb, chaotic slime, jumping out my nose when I.
So not only does Reggie produce, but he's featuring.
Yes, because I was gonna say you could tell that's the one track he produced from that "Time for Some Action" line. Time for some action. Track number 3, "Once Again." Back is the Incredible.
Indeed. We jump ahead a little. Sounds like it could be a Cypress Hill song.
If I was a hood, I'd carry a 9 in the small on my back. But I don't swing like that. I just roll through into my stitches. Kicking a hydraulic, hitting 16 switches. And that's just exactly what you love.
You're hitting 16 switches on your hydraulics. I don't think you're driving yet, dude.
No, but that doesn't stop most of these guys.
No.
Track number 3. Track number 4, I'm sorry. Track number 4. Just enough.
All right.
No T in there, by the way.
No.
Just enough. JUSANUFF.
Hell yeah.
1, 2 when you don't stop.
Eric Sermon produced this one?
This would be track number 4. Yes, it is.
Don't quit and you don't stop. Yo, chaos.
Living just enough for the kids to get by. I'm fed up, no sweat up. I own the prize. I got to keep my head straight so competition won't outlast. They come and last. Just like Eric said, you got to stay real with the funk. No punk, no sellout. Time to put that head out. Because whatever the style quote, stay original. Reroll 24, 48, analog, even digital.
48 analog, even digital.
This record is not bad, man. It's a shame they disbanded. They could have done a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more, because
they are
they're ABC with a big edge.
Okay, so they're the youngsters.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
The youngsters were good too.
They were.
Track number 5, "Blowing Up," subtitled "Don't Stop the Music," remixed by
Oh, jam,
Teddy Riley. Yes. Hit it. Still a better beatbox than
Run and Baby D.
And it's like that. For the 9 quote.
Don't stop the music. Is that Yarborough and Peoples?
I think it is. Never have enough Yarborough and Peoples references.
All wolf and shorty styles, not joking. Not a Buffalo Bill, so you know there ain't no joking. Wicked on the stage like a bangle in a cage. Don't try to approach it like terms of fame. It's the next rhyme. This is quote time. Curious about the flavor that was left in your.
Not like a tiger in a cage, but a Bengal in a cage.
Right.
Had to be specific about what kind of tiger.
Track number 6, "Quo Funk."
Do they have soap for that?
Body wash.
Once upon a Some not long ago, two shorties came together for the road of it. Whoa, and in the place called Heartbreaker Brothers, where the boom from the bunch from the brother with their hair from. And it's a country full of the path of the smooth one. Styles of boom, styles is how we move one. Into a stream of consciousness that isn't hard to find. And like the brother Nas said, it's that time. So find the feet and let me feel them, sit back, relax, recline.
Track number 7. What am I? What is he? Getting all existential on us.
Takes me back to the balloon mind state. I am I be.
Baloney.
Another quote expedition, relax like a vision. Covering all different styles, but ain't nothing missing. Can't sound the same like the other ones. We're bringing up, and get the job done. Because that's the way a young player sings. But don't get confused and try to mess.
Now keep in mind as you listen to this is a Michael Jackson label.
Yes.
Which is kind of funky to me, man. Track number 7. Who gets the loot?
I don't know. Whoever's saying, give me the loot, give me the loot.
Doesn't matter who gets it. It's whose social security number it's reported
right.
under.
100%.
Coming from a young mom, rubbing it up, picking it up, and flipping up that tongue, turning 12 crimes, especially in the time, chicken curry. I did a time, step to the stage, on my age, the place, whoa, that I'm serious, don't even plan on my hey yo.
Track number 9. Happens to all of us as we get older. Sag. So when the donkey turns into a horse, shit sags.
Sagging y'all straight down to the knees. What you come to do? We're gonna rag black. What you come to do? We're gonna sag jack. What you come to do? We're gonna rag black. What you come to do? Eat up an MC like if my name was Dama. You're tracking in the psychiatric wards from the drama. Ain't I know my children, but I'm still causing drama. A hero, just like Dustin Hoffman in the night. I'm trying to get smoke on the bees on the flight. No permission, I'm just missing on these folks.
Last track on the record, track number 10. No games.
And that's the way the score began. And for 1999, what? Drop yourself up as I siphoned up with the ill behavior. The competition kept us nothing that we gave ya. A little this, little that, coming on the backtrack. Trying to get too close and can cool crash slap. People look at me like,
They got a right to be hostile.
I kind of dug that, man. Not just that song. I kind of dug that whole album. That is your one and done for episode 504. Quo by Quo.
And albums, again, you can't find on streaming services.
No, you got to purchase that shit.
Yep.
I got it. It much better than I was expecting that to be anything at all. I mean,
now,
really good stuff on that.
What made you have a preconceived notion in that? Was it because Michael Jackson put them on his label, or because it was two kids?
No, not so much. More the kid thing.
Yeah.
Because with the exception of the youngsters, a lot of the kid stuff,
and I think Tresh wrote a lot of their stuff.
A lot of the kid stuff is written almost to the point of overdoing it by putting kids in really, really adult situations.
Mm-hmm. Or like ABC.
Like ABC. Like elementary school.
Yeah.
You know, it's... But I like it.
On that note, remember when Lil Vicious came out He did free, kinda free, gotta week me kinda free. He was like 10.
Who's he freaking?
He did just perform Freaks with Dougie Fresh at that what was it? Masters of the Mic? Whatever the show was I just went to recently with Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick and EPMD, and shout out to Diamond Artist for hooking me up. He brought Vicious out because he's not Lil Vicious anymore, although Dougie calls him Lil Vicious because that's how he knew him.
and Dougie's always going to be older than him, so everybody's little to him. But
But yeah, so that was one of those examples of adult situations for 9-10-year-old kid,
which a lot of times just makes me uncomfortable listening to.
Yes.
So
but no, this from what I played for everybody here seems age appropriate, but not targeted at that age's demographic. You know,
but this was good.
Yeah, it wasn't. We're only aiming this at junior high school kids. You know.
And you know what? It doesn't help that they got some really, really good producers on this, because a lot of the production and the beats and stuff were really good. And that last one with the guitars and everything in it, that hit hard.
I'm wondering if Michael Jackson had anything to actually do with that, because you know how he would like to go into that. Hey, give me that crazy guitarist. I want to do it on this song.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to Beat It, and you listen to. He did that on a couple of his tracks. Dirty Diana. He had the big guitar thing on. It wouldn't shock me.
I don't know how much if he just said, "I have this label, get me this," for or if he was actually involved. Who knows?
Oh, bad Michael Jackson joke. I had this label. I want kids on it. I couldn't let it go. But that was a good album.
Too easy.
Our one and done. Too easy, Drill Sergeant. Quo by Quo, you're one and done for episode 504.
Where else
It's time.
You hear people bring you a Quo record? Come on.
No place. Absolutely no place. Now, our record of the week, when I first read it, I thought was going to have some kind of Insane Clown Posse reference to it.
Like we needed face paint and Fago to check this out. But no.
Fago root beer.
Not that at all.
This record of the week came to us February 25th, my dad's birthday, 2003. Running 60 minutes.
96 is when it originally dropped.
Yep. Yeah, because it's released on Third Earth Music, Amalgam Digital, and Matic Records. Yeah. This is the re-release, yes. Running 60 minutes and 50 seconds long. This is re-release, but it's re-release.
Yes. Regarding your release.
Yes, this is the re-release.
Yes.
And it is by the American hip-hop group known as Juggernauts.
Yes. And another one that you were unfamiliar with, right? So I get you
2
for 2 this week? Nice.
Yes, you did. Juggernauts, consisting hip-hop group from New York City. Siblings Breeze Brewin, Queen Heroin, and Buddy Slim. They have collaborated in the past with Mr. Len, Prince Pooh,
yes,
and the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy, Sadat X.
See, Nipsey knows this one. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Right out the gate.
So I have 20 tracks on this re-release.
I have 23, but I have like remixes, so we will go with your list.
Okay. Track number 1, 33 seconds long. The Hunt is on. Huh?
I wonder if that qualifies as an intro.
It's not labeled as such.
Yeah, no.
So I know DJ Introduction is very particular about those sort of things. 33 seconds long goes into track number 2, Trouble Man. Track number 3, Jive Talk. All run together, by the way. One word. Maybe.
We're gonna jump ahead just for you.
Towards rebuttal leads to crushing feeble niggas with the job.
Let's jump to the chorus again.
Yeah, I think we did. That's all right. If we play every part of it, then people won't have any reason to go and listen to it on their own. Track number 4, remix called "Watch Your Head."
Check it out. Uncle Gabby. Yeah, Superman, Breezy Brewing. What? Superman, Tony Bone. No doubt, get recognition. My man, Jay Trey. No doubt, get recognition. Superman, Big Mister. No doubt, get recognition. My man, Mr. L. No doubt, get recognition. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Bust it. Behold the fungus among us. We're dabbling, we're babbling. Now takes the battle scene to the apocalypse. With this, you grab my cocky lips. We getting sort of fuckery. Getting the brew and got to save that ass from stop the fuckery. My style leave you posing like a hitchhiker. Make me want a bitch microphone. Slap that shady ass, you bullshit nigga. You funny said you didn't think too high to me. But once you feel the vocal side of me, you say you got.
Track number 5, Epiphany.
Not an Griffiny.
No. Thank God.
Behold the fungus among us. We're dabbling, we're babbling. I send the battle scene to the apocalypse. With this, you grab my cocky lips. We getting sort of fuckery. Getting the brew and got to save that ass from stop the fuckery. My style will leave you posing like a hitchhiker. Make me want a bitch microphone. Slap the shady ass, you bullshit nigga. The funny said you didn't think too hard of me. But once you feel the vocal side of me, you say you got it, G. I find the virgin ears, I'm busting raw pops. You're saving the drops, trying to analyze my DNA.
Track number 6, The Circle, Part 2, which is very weird because track number 7 is The Circle Part 1.
Yes, it
but
is.
we'll go Part 2 first,
Yeah,
just to fuck with you.
Breeze and the juggernaut. Papa son on this track, son. On and on, shit goes on and on. 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 Forever better than manner, I still a person representing violence, long as we get caught in shit. Listen to my verses for the love of you. I get a lot of trouble, do my thing, I gotta do my thing forever. It's the is you funk looping or the record skipping? Have you sung stupid rock bottom method slipping as the Glock got him on the routine? I struggles on the reg to keep a new feed for progress. Mad niggas play it safe as they pursue.
You've muted yourself.
Oh, I did because I had to cough. So I had muted myself. Track number 7, The Circle Part 1.
Yes.
No.
This one.
Expression of the
ghetto grammar, I be sorta like the hammer to the jag, to the mag, to the humpy. You're looking like Scruffy when you tail chasing with your scale chasing. Rhyme hops, my dime drops, you that's my final offer for some microphone stops. That be like the flow, five of the bucks.
Track number 8 featuring Adagio. Who makes it hot? Well, if it's coffee, you can make it hot or ice.
What you about to witness is a collaboration. Two forces. Adagio, the Juggernauts. It's going down like this, kid. Well, it's the ass cracking, grass packing into brown paper, clown scraper off the mother loving stage of the starters. I'm having brothers step like brake lights, cause once I get in them, they suckin' like, yo, get this venom out my snake bites. I take flights, I drop bombs, brothers ain't ready, and the only way you rain on this parade be asking Betty. Strictly ticket tape, when I kick it, rape your dome, I'll nut and make you throw an S girl.
Track number 9, Romper Room. I used to watch that as a kid.
You did. Before or after Magic Garden?
I must warn you that a very serious day is on the horizon for the United States of America, and a very serious day for the black man and woman in America.
In the room of the romping, the devious, mischievous kids be stomping. If you don't believe me, just stroll with your gold fat rings and links, and they'll be fucking with your head like the riddle of the Sphinx. Question done, you're through. Everybody back, so you're jacked by the ABC crew. Another baby criminal, living in the drama with the trigger for a nigga like he's playing Joey Farmer. Now you play games for keeps. Whoever sleeps will be rudely awakened. The attitude you taking don't work.
Track number 10, Come Along.
Like this, yes. I comes off you like a faggot in the slammer jammer, nigga tryna say I ain't a bad mamma jammer like stalks. I sparks the mic, sorta like a pyro, so try to. I leave that booty like a gyro. In other words, I eat the pussy cat, fat is my lingo. I swing oh so lovely, so tell me what's above me. Gotta, I be the Don Dada of the Yankee boy chatting, money making like Manhattan. Brothers pass the bucket side of rhythm, I be stuck.
Now I want to listen to some Super Cat. He's talking about the Don Dada.
Yes. Track number 11, Lucifer.
I'll remember Lucifer. Oh.
Listen, you fuckers, you screwheads. Here is a man who would not take it anymore. Who would not let... Listen, you fuckers, you screwheads. Here is a man who would not take it anymore. A man who stood up against the scum, the cunts, the dogs, the filth, the shit. Here is someone who stood up. Here it is.
Bam! Oh.
Track number 12, what I had here yesterday, A Rainy Saturday.
What's up? Yeah, I check it out, I shake a shadow with the beat, I shake a shadow with the beat. Yup, and to my man, Buddy Slim, he's in the house. Yes, and to my nigga Ken Do, I can do. And to my girl, Baby Joy.
Yeah, Slick Rick in the background.
Yes, you know the flavor, you know the style. As the good one, guess why?
And I love it so.
Salutations, the creation from the booing and the booing. We got the wild style, sorta catchy like the flu, and yo, I'm doing something to be praised, getting party sorta crazy in a frenzy. Yeah, Benzie, gotta thank God for the style that I'm feeling, 'cause you needing that.
Heard he had the wild style, right?
I heard that rumor, yes. Track number 13, Sex Type Thang. Why does that sound like something that CeeLo would have come up with?
Keith record.
Is that anything like a Vibrant thing?
It could be.
Check it out one time. Hey yo, y'all niggas know the flavor. If you meet a honey dip who gave a number, but you're picking up the vibe that she slumber on the skills. When your drills in the body of a hottie till she saw it, then you got to put an end to the story. She talking about, I got snatch niggas be fighting over. Like hell of the Troys, I'm swelling the boys' juice. They drools when they see.
Like Helen of Troy's. Like Jay Moore's.
And his doodle pampers. Track number 14. You gotta do one of these songs.
Yeah. One of them.
So they're gonna do it.
With Ice Cube. Ice Cube wrote the rest of them. So they gotta do one of them.
Looking for my friend now. The crazy bro will let it out. Check it out. I make a nigga breathe the fifth. Once they eat the gift of gab, the niggas like Rocky used to do the beat slap, then I'm out. But nigga just be begging for some more, cause I got the type of shit that's in demand like an AIDS cure. The ill shit.
Like an AIDS cure.
I'm not touching that one. Track number 15. Projections. As opposed to perfection.
Of course.
Choice attention from the sensitive alarm rings a bell by the sense of no presence. I'm present, the one illogical I laugh, but lack some projections in my mental state. A hemophiliac, since the flow is uncontrolled, I use the pen pad as my hemophiliac.
Track number 16. I'm gonna kill you.
I seen Honey and yo, I tried to hide the bulge and thinking of indulging in and all. I make it call out breezy brewing session of the flesh, and as the matter what disgust this lust expressed through my reasoning will help the season in that rumples. Gassing up that blunt.
Track number 17. Lova Maxon.
Hey, this is Tony Bones. Standing here with my friend
Tony Bones.
Yo, everyone maxes. So up front. You know the TikTok. Juggernauts.
You're sick and tired, work be thick and fire be a possibility. You wonder why you stay the higher pay, it's not the skill, it be that ass licking, but you're fast sticking till you're lonely and you're out. You're flying home, they wonder why you're only into Red Bull until you're fat full until you're doom, and then you lay it in your vomit, later bathe until you're prune and pray to two gods. Divorcing in your exercise the gluttony. The other higher up and see you begging daddy cutting these stacking.
Track number 18. Clear Blue Skies remix.
Damn it, son, I think it's time we had a little man to man talking. I heard that you was hand to hand walking down the boulevard, middle of the date with this black chick. Tell me the truth, boy, or you can catch this slap. Get this straight. You're ranting and raving, behaving like a mad dog with rabies because my baby's not white. That ain't right. Pops, you got me puzzled because in the past with the black folks, you never struggled. At least to my knowledge, your knowledge.
It's like you're coming across trying to be guru.
You kind of bet. Track number 19. 52 seconds long, hosted by Bobito.
Yes, Bobito
Up
Garcia.
at the Stretch Armstrong WKCR radio show.
Back in the days of Stretch and Bob.
Second, Eureka, I think I hear the brewing on the speaker. Competition got me pissed the fuck off. Yo, let me take a leak. I'm freaking like a hoe on 42nd. I'm wrecking like a devilish and teaming niggas. Wish yo they be dreaming. They be asking Santa Claus, can I get a little rougher? I'll send that ass home as a fucking stocking stuffer. I'm ever open like a store 24.
Has a fucking stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
Of my delicacy, jealous of me fellas, they be getting. I kick the funk shit, niggas be sweating, getting wet, and it be wet like the drippy Jerry curl. Word is born hot, wet like the nymphomaniac inside a porn shop.
Porn shop, yes.
And the last track on the record, Clear Blue Skies.
Damn it, son, I think it's time we had a little man-to-man talking. I heard that you was hand-in-hand walking down the boulevard, middle of the day, with this black chick. Tell me the truth, boy, you could catch a slap quick.
And that is your record of the week for episode 504, re-release by Juggernauts. I have no charting action on this record, unfortunately. But it is two good records this week.
That's why I'm so upset that we haven't been able to play music and so I've like had these two. I'm like, you know, as Nipsey would say, you know, a rare two good record show.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew they were.
So re-release by Juggernauts, your record of the week, and your one and done was Quo by Quo. That is going to do it for the music portion of the program, other than to remind you that your artist of the month is Stereo MCs. We have, one more week?
I think so, yes.
So this week is it. Start thinking about who you want for October. I can't believe we're in October.
Yeah, because next show is October.
October of 2023 Artist of the Month. You can get in on that. Give us some suggestions as who you want to be featured as an Artist of the Month. Your input helps our output.
Egyptian Lover's input helps our output.
But he always inputs the same thing.
Love that guy.
We're going to take our final break of the day. When we come back, we'll have some Bill Reed's lyrics and then an update on the TBT FFL. Mr. Throwback Thursday coming right back at you.
Yeah. I still want to know why we don't have a David Faustino record that we can put in.
That would be funny.
That dude was all right.
He was
okay.
Good. He's okay.
Grandmaster B. Like, I don't know who needs to hear it, but I would buy a David Faustino rap record today.
And who cost a lot of money today.
I was like, oh, we're talking about good Photoshop covers that we liked here. Episode 452 was also a favorite of mine.
Which one was that?
That was you as Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Episode 452.
452.
The episode before that was Grandmaster T.
Mm-hmm.
I was just scrolling through my X account and seeing if I could find where I was talking with
to Reagan Gomez.
Yes. And why? Because that's not a person that I knew. So it must have been something that she said about hip hop that I happened to see. Caught an eye. Ooh, there's one. I stuck 9 cream eggs up my bum. June 23rd of last year. Whatever episode that was.
No, we don't need to know that. We had some great titles, man. Cherry Lubricant. Bill Can't Feel His Face. You know.
Oh, what was Pussy Bacon?
Yeah, that's the best one ever. Yum Yum Sauce.
Iced tea and a stroller here.
If I could talk to the animals, that one was really good.
AKA Big Jennifer Garner.
2 weeks before that, we had one called Diarrhea. I liked when you photoshopped Snoop's face on the baby and did sipping on apple juice.
See this, people? I do a lot of work for you. Unappreciated.
And then 447, Bill exposes himself.
That was with the trench coat.
Yes. And the three women staring like, huh? What?
I still like AKA Big Jennifer Garner.
AKA Big Jennifer Garner. Tyrone Dummyfoot. Gotta love this shit, man. Episode 1. Here we go.
Yes.
That was...
And it doesn't exist there. You can only get that by being a patron.
Yep. About a goddamn Grammy. You made that up.
I think that was where we did fake words.
Yes. Yes. Made up words.
Yeah.
And the one and done was David Guppy.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a while. So that's the thing. You guys can just go back to the Mr. Throwback Thursday website and just scroll all the way back to the beginning and see what some of the stuff was to see if that is an episode that maybe you want to listen to.
Oh my God. Episode 5. What can we get for 63 cents? We had an old to the new. That was Fife with Dear Dilla.
And that was what episode?
5. February of 2014. One and done was Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic 3. And the record of the week was Sex Packets, since you were the Packet Man today.
Yeah. Hey, Death Wish Packet Man. Packet Man.
Do the Bill and Jay kick step to this. Episode 8, the first time we ever said fuck Gene Simmons.
Really?
Yep.
Shows our dedication, because we still say fuck Gene Simmons.
We had some good records that week. We had an old to the new of Onyx with Wake the Fuck Up. The record of the week was Holy Intellect, and the one and done was 3 Times Dope.
Live from Nicholas Land.
That was a good episode, man.
Yeah, let's do this drawing.
Yeah, why not? We've been teasing it all day, so.
Yeah. So let's hit this draw button and see what happens. And our winner is Sarah Henderson.
Congratulations, Sarah. You have won free stuff.
Yes. Which is the best kind of stuff.
Which the only thing we can guarantee right now is that it is Death Wish socks. I don't know what else is going to end up in it.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah, let me see if I can... Sarah doesn't need a pic. Sarah, if you're still here, do you need a picture of your winning thing saying that you're a winner? Or do you just know that you're a winner and I don't need to print this out and send it to you?
She's a winner.
Because I would like to close this window, but I can save this window and print this out to send it with your prize pack of stuff that is free.
It is free for me.
Packet Man. It's the Packet Man. All right, I should probably pull up my show notes because, as you know, I don't. But I need lyrics.
You know what? I don't have the Patreon login, so you're going to have to send that to me eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just give you mine because it's not. I can't make you a member.
Yeah, that way I can look and see,
the 3 comments that we get over there.
Yeah.
I say you waited too long. You don't get your winner notice.
No free stuff.
You still get your free stuff, but you don't get a piece of paper that says, "I'm a winner."
I'm a lawyer.
Indeed. All righty. Where did it go? Verb. That's what the word is. Not a verb, but
the verb.
Yes. Like the album or the museum. All right. So congratulations to our winner. And Sarah, I will try to get your free stuff out tomorrow, but who knows? I will do my bestest. I should probably pull up some motherfucking piano. Or, kind of the segment doesn't work. We need 2 things for this segment.
We do.
Bill and the motherfucking piano.
And Bill is here.
Listen, the piano is now too. So
okay, good.
All right. So let's do.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. Just for Bill, I'm gonna hit this and drop, and then I will try to do the Bill Reads Lyrics video, and we'll see how this goes. So let's do this with a string. Who's your mama?
Yo, what's up? This your boy, Uncle Luke, and you're listening to my boy Jamie and Billy on Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Let's try this one more time, see if it goes through. If not, I'll.
This is your go-to every time.
Let's try this again.
Yo, what's up? This your boy, Uncle Luke, and you're listening to my boy Jamie and Billy on Mr. Throwback Thursday. But you know, I gotta say this. These boys be talking some real good things on Throwback Thursday. So make sure y'all check them out. It's your boy Uncle Luke. I
But it starts with Bill.
Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Words together is a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Fido for any cramps.
Most people don't listen to the Lord. But they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 504. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics. And yes, Jamie always goes to the Luke drop.
Because it works.
Yeah, it works every time. The Luke drop is the Colt 45 of the drop library.
Yes, it is.
It works every time.
And you're going to see why this was extra special when I come over.
Oh, I know. I figured it had something to do with what I'm going to be reading. But that being said, you just like to dig me about the whole Billy thing.
It's called sequencing, man. I put the stuff all together in a particular order to make it special for the posse.
And then we go off on a rant and we forget it.
Well, yeah. Everything is still in that same order. We just interject.
All right, man. Let's do this.
We disturb the flow, not the quo. So I have sent you some lyrics.
I didn't realize that they had put out a record under The New.
It's kind of like the new Get Fresh crew.
Yeah, I guess this is when Mr. Mix and Brother Marquise left.
Yes, it is.
So
you're going to read verse 1.
Okay. Which is by Verb.
Yes, that's why I said verb. That's the word I'm looking for.
And then the chorus.
Of course, because how can you not do a chorus to one of this group songs?
You can't. Okay.
And we're gonna do that.
Let me drop this down here so that I can see your face while I do it, because that's half the battle. Okay.
And we're gonna do this with no type of ado.
Do we ever?
Sesame Street, Grover Stiley, whether nearer or further. We're gonna cue the motherfucking piano.
The Nickelback that's back that got juice. Stick dick in your mouth and knock your voice box loose. Nickelback got a dick I bragged on that make a bitch gag on. The pole long enough to put a flag on. Nickelbacks know that everything is, shove dick in a trick bitch throat until she suffocate. So pull out my briefers and keep just sucking a Nickelback dick until I nut off in your teeth, bitch. Grab the pole and make it skeet in your cup. What's the matter? Can't talk with a mouthful of cum? So don't pretend like open your mouth and then like give me straight neck until I plug your windpipe. And after that, come and lick these nuts so I can long pipe your ass. Trying to fuck your kittens up. Nickelback know you down with sucking cock, trick hoe. Lick a Nickelback dick off like a popsicle. You know the boy be fucking them hips, ho. I'm down with straight neck. Bitch, pucker them lips up. A straight bitch, what I want so bad. A Nickelback dick make your tonsils like a fucking punching bag. And all that flogging, ho, you need to quit. Fall to your knees and suck a Nickelback dick. The Zetas, won't ya? Suck my dick, bitch, suck my dick, bitch. The Kappas, the Kappas, won't ya? Lick my clit, trick, lick my clit, trick. The Deltas, won't ya? Suck my dick, bitch, suck my dick, bitch. The unknown sorority or fraternity, won't ya? Lick my clit, trick, lick my clit, trick.
Yeah, anytime they have the question mark, it's always like, your city here.
Yes. Ugh. Well, I'm definitely showering after this. It's time.
Oh, what?
It's time.
Is it
it's
time?
Foosball time.
Well, let's see if we can get this thing to work right.
Hello, you play the game. Playoffs. Talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
Playoffs?
Week 2. The TBT FFL Throwback Thursday Fantasy Foosball Fake Foosball League.
Yeah, it's foosball.
We are reviewing week 2. We will start with me, born to Khalil Mack, who came in at 0-1, going up against Sanket, MC Aiden featuring DMW. I was projected to lose by 3 points.
Yes.
I whooped that trick. I got lucky last week. Everybody went over projections pretty much.
Yep.
Except my kicker. That was it. And when you get 26 points from your defense, including two touchdowns, 6 sacks, and 3 fumble recoveries, when your defense was expected to get 7.5 points and you get 26, you have to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and that's why I want to throw defenses out. But nobody else wants me to, so we haven't.
Well, I mean, who would have expected 2 touchdowns from a defense?
Now, but I'm not saying this about you, but I hate when you lose to a defense. Like, say the rest of the team underperforms. Not like yours. A team underperforms, and their defense has a killer day.
Mm-hmm. And that's enough to make a difference.
And that's what you lose by, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've wanted to throw kickers and defenses out of this league for years, and people keep overruling me. So
yeah, but I leveled up on other people too. I got more than twice what I was supposed to get from like Raheem Mostert.
Yours, but
yeah, it was just a very weird week. I handled Sankat 167 to 111.
Did he enjoy it?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Oh, okay.
That put me at 1-1 and brought me all the way up to 4th in the league now.
Nice.
Dropped Sanket to 1-1. He's now listed as 5th in the league. So let's move on to game number 2, which is usually you. The Brees Hall Hotel. You started at 0-1.
Yep.
You went up against Greg, who was 1-0. So that's the Brees Hall Hotel versus you Kelsey, what I Kelsey.
Yes.
And close game, but Greg came. It shouldn't have been. Greg came out on top.
Here's my complaint. I'm not even going to complain about your defense because I should have known what I was getting into with that.
Yes.
What I'm going to complain about is Brees Hall
not getting the ball.
Yes, because I'm not even going to talk about why didn't I start Puka Nacua. Because that was a nail right there. But had Brees Hall,
I guarantee Puka Nacua is in your lineup this week.
Goddamn right he is.
Except he's questionable, but
yeah, he'll play. Brees Hall, who is the most explosive back on the team, with 0.9 points because they didn't give him the fucking ball. He needed to be Keyshawn Johnson, and he needed to say, "Give me the damn ball."
He had 9 rushing yards.
Yeah. Had he even reached projection of 9 points, I would have beat Greg.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
But
anyway, a gas station we passed.
So Greg moves to 2-0. He's now listed as 3rd in the league. You dropped to 12th.
Yeah. Well, I was in 12th last week because I put up shitty numbers in week 1. But
0-2.
I blame Joe Burrow for that one.
0-2 for Jamie after 2 weeks.
And if you look around, you'll see Joe Burrow is not starting for me.
No, because how many times are you going to touch that stove? Yes. Game number 3, Manny, Revenge on Lazard City, going up against Ian, the Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2. Manny came in at 1-0. Ian came in at 0-1 and held true to form.
Yep.
Manny with a 120-93 win over Ian, moving Manny to 2-0 on the year, moving him up to 2nd place in the league. Ian dropping to 0-2. 10th place in the league. Little work to do for the Ahmad Sauce Committee.
Yes.
Game number 4, the Battle of the Belichick themed teams. Becca came in at 0-1 at Belichick yourself. Dr. Tim came in at 0-1 with Arrested to Belichick after being predicted to go undefeated this year. Well, he's 0-2 now because Becca handled him 102-98. Close game. Belichick yourself moves to 1-1, listed as 9th in the league now. Arrested to Belichick. Dr. Tim drops to 0-2, listed at 11th in the league right now. So the next game, there were some close games this week. There really were. Protect Kirk's Neck. That is John Henderson.
It is.
And Gangrene Hoodie with the Woody, who we never got to ask Search about last week.
Pete.
Pete. I'm saying, where the fuck did Search come from? Ron EJ's team.
Rockaway Queens.
Ron came in at 1-0. John came in at 0-1. and Reversal of Fortune. So
Everybody's
John,
even there.
John gets the win. They both are now 1-1. They are listed. John is 6th in the league. Ron is 7th in the league as of right now.
Can I discuss this next matchup as the name on the championship title here?
Yes.
2 years in a row.
Yes.
Up against the namesake.
The name of the award
that you need to send to last year's Felicia Trophy winner. And
yes,
the number one team in the league.
As of right now, yes. Felicia is 2-0 after beating Hugo. They both came in at 1-0 last week. Felicia wins 93-71, moves to 2-0 on the year, and is listed as first place in the league. Hugo is 1-1 and drops to 8th in the league. So let's take a quick look at the standings. After 2 weeks, the Dwight Myers Memorial Division, you Kelsey, what I Kelsey leads the division at 2-0. He's listed as 3rd overall. And then 3 teams at 1-1. Protect Kirk's Neck, Gangrene Hoodie with a Woody, and Bella Check Yourself at 6, 7, and 9 in the league, respectively. The Keith Elam Memorial Division. Young and Entertaining, Felicia, number 1 in the league at 2-0.
Yeah.
A 1-1 team is 2nd. MC Aiden featuring DMW. That's Sanket. He is at 5th overall. And then 2 0-2s close out that division. Arrested to Belichick and the Brees Hall Hotel at 11 and 12 in the league, respectively. The Jason Mazzell Memorial Division. Revenge on Lazard City at 2-0. That is... I'm drawing a blank. That's Manny, yes. I was going to say, I just drew a blank. He is 2-0. He's listed 2nd in the league. 2 1-1s in 2nd and 3rd. That's Born to Khalil Mack and Put It in Friar Mouth. And that is the 4 and 8 teams in the league. And then the Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2, 10th in the league, 0-2, last in the division. Yeah. This week's matchups are Born to Khalil Mack taking on Put It in Friar Mouth. The Brees Hall Hotel taking on Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2. So we got some Robinson on Robinson crime. Yeah. We got Arrested to Belichick taking on Revenge on Lazard City. Belichick Yourself going up against Protect Kirk's Neck. MC Aiden featuring DMW against Gangrene Hoodie with the Woody. And you Kelsey, what I Kelsey going up against Young and Entertaining. So we have 1, 2, 3 matchups of 1-1 teams. We have a matchup of 2 0-2 teams. We have a matchup of 2 2-0 teams. And then we have an 0-2 going against a 2-0. So we shall see what we shall see
Yes.
after this week.
Can't see what I can see.
Good luck to everybody for week 3. Enjoy the foosball.
Yes, which gets underway here shortly. As
It
we
does.
record.
So we should probably wrap up.
We should do that.
So, somewhere, I'm going to keep this one on, though, just because my hair is a mess and I don't want to do that.
Imagine changing hats so you can go from Bill to Phil.
How's that?
And then, that's wonderful. Then you can take us the fuck home.
That'll work. Now you get to see my ugly-ass forehead. Episode 504 of the Mr. Throwback Thursday brought to you in part by the world's strongest coffee, deathwishcoffee.com. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, the artist formerly known as Twitter, now known as X,
yes.
On Jamie's t-shirt, in my coffee cup,
my coffee cup,
and deathwishcoffee.com, where you can use the code TBD to save 12% off of your first order at deathwishcoffee.com.
And you could be the packet man.
If you like instant coffee. It's actually pretty good instant coffee. Don't forget, also, friends of the show, Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, handmade, high-quality hip-hop themed rugs from the original Rug E-Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business associate, Eric Sermon, the Green-Eyed Bandit. That is Def Rugs at defrugs.com, Facebook, X, and Instagram at Def Rugs. Up in Schenectady, New York, our friend Heather Lent is the proprietor of the Bittersweet Candy Company. She makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Go check her out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK to save 10% off your order. Good stuff from the Bittersweet Candy Company.
And it's getting time where anybody can order it.
Yes, because it will stay cold.
Yes.
MeltedMics.com, MLTDMICS. That's Pumice T. Mendola. He is the proprietor of Melted Mics with hip-hop themed t-shirts. You can order those t-shirts and you can save 10% off of those at MR Throwback Thursday on the promo code TIP. So go to meltedmics.com and get yourself a t-shirt. Etsy.com/shop/geek-like-you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip-hop and pop culture-themed items from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go to etsy.com/shop/geek-like-you. Social media network for the show. Don't forget to visit MrThrowbackThursday.com, MRThrowbackThursday.com. Leave us a voice message. That is the Hit Us Up feature. I want you to use that so you can tell us who you want Dice to try to get as a special guest on our show on a segment we will call Roll the Dice.
Yes, John did send us a Hit Us Up, but I'm going to hold on to that until either next episode or I will just play it for you and me so we can hear who he wants to know.
Okay. We'll hold it off until next week. So you can also visit the shop there and pre-order your mug if you haven't done so.
Everybody should do so.
Everybody should do so. They're going to be kick-ass mugs.
Tipsy. Yes.
You can follow us on X or Twitter or whatever you're calling it at @the_MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT, which is also my Instagram and Threads handle. Jamie on Instagram and Threads is at MR Throwback Thursday. And you can also go to Facebook. Check out Mr. Throwback Thursday and Home of the TBT Posse. Those are your places to interact with each other and with us.
And with us. We're Erware.
You can also check us out every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com and the Fresh Radio app for your phone. Run by the fantastic DJ B. We are on right after All Requests Thursday. If you are an emailer, you can send us email if you find something interesting that you want us to know about to mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com or the message feature on any of the socials that we use. Shout-outs time.
Yay.
Shout-outs go out to Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Clay Arsenault, the Shrieking Warrior Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants Brian Hollenbeck, Kevin Van Buren, the legend, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Mark Merriam, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get mentioned every week because...
or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT or MrThrowbackThursday.com and click the link that says Become a Patron. Don't forget, as always, our friends in the industry, the Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton, Chris Ely, Anthony Imran and Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast, Talking Ty on her show, What's the Word podcast with Brooklyn Ty, as well as her webpage, BrooklynTyNYC.com. We mentioned DJB and the hardest working turntablist in the world and Fresh Radio. We also want to mention WildOneRadio.com, where you can find us on 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays and all throughout the weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all of that good stuff. Please leave us comments. Your input helps our output. Share the good word. We're always looking for new posse members.
Yes.
Tell people, hey, these guys are actually kind of funny.
They're okay.
They're okay. Until next week when we are up to, what, DV?
Yes. Domestic violence episode. Whoa.
Oh God. Jesus. So we'll have to find appropriate artists for that, I guess. Take good care. Take good care of yourselves. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And until next time, everybody, keep it classic and always remember:
new school stale, old school fresh.
F-R-E-S-H